Yes, guys, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. It is your boy Jack this time. Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day. I've been a bit out of the loop, Sean. I've been a bit out of the loop. I really thought this called off. It's 6 a.m. or now I guess it's a 7 a.m. game over here in Seattle, which, I'm actually quite used to, during the days of growing up. But Sean, maybe inform me on what's been happening. Where's your frustration lying? What's this whole, Crystal Palace situation before we get kicked off?
Mate, Jackie, first of all, Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day to you. Mate, it's all been kicking off whilst you were asleep. So obviously you probably were aware last night about 8 p.m. local time, the lad from football.london, usually a very reputable media source, Ali Gold, the Tottenham, lad. He's the Tottenham correspondent for that network, but I forget the name of the guy who's the Crystal Palace network. He sends out a tweet saying the game's off. It's off, COVID. And then obviously everybody else who's in the know grabs that information and starts to syndicate it and speculate. And everyone suddenly thinks it's off, right? It's not off. It's no what. There's not been any news from Crystal Palace, any news from Tottenham, any news from any one of real reputable sources to confirm it. So we all wake up this morning not knowing what's happened. There's not been any clarification, but everyone's a little bit like, well, are we going to the game? Are we not? If you're a traveller. Turns out Crystal Palace they did officially apply for a postponement, but it was rejected. And it's the reason why I'm so angry is because now I know why it's been rejected. The starting 11 for Crystal Palace. The same. It's the biggest name that they're missing is their manager. And he's only come down with it. I guess. But their goalkeeper has been dropped, according to a few people that I've listened to. In fact, your boy, Dave Harris, he says he's been dropped on form, not because of COVID, right? So
I'm trying to find excuses for them, and I can't even find them. But it's
ridiculous. Outrageous. It's outrageous that the names that were dropped. Here are the six players that they're missing, right? They're and I might get some of these names wrong. But the six players that were out from the last time they played are, where is it?
Well, I'm going to get through some comments maybe while you're doing that. Daryl Denton saying the sleeper is awake and a line in the film from the dude. I mean, the sleeper right here is awake, and Daryl Denton. I mean, my face is still puffy. My face is still puffy from waking up this morning, my man. Dark Sun G saying, come on, you Spurs. We will win today because we have Son who loves a goal against Palace. Hopefully Tanganga won't get sent off this time. Yeah, good point. Palace without Benteke, Eze, and Gaeta loses 30%, 5-0 also. Loving it, Dark Sunday. Absolutely love it. I will say Eberiche is a beautiful footballer to watch, and I'm glad they're without him. We won't be losing like last time because we have a godlike manager, and our front line are back. Back then under Nuno, no Sonny, Stevie, or Lucas, which killed their chance of winning. Great point, Dark Sunday. Great point, my man. Celery agents in the building. Oi, 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 oi. Come on, you Spurs. Hashtag Harris Army. Big up on Boxing Day, says Old Soul. Big yourself up, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Pete from the lane saying, come on, you Spurs. Adam here saying, revenge will be sweet today. Come on, you Spurs. 3-0. Hammering incoming. I would love to see a big hammer in, Adam. Also, thank you for joining us, my man. Anthony Gray saying 3 points today, and that's what we want. I'm very confident we will get it. Come on, you Spurs. I love to see it, Anthony. I love to see it. Emily Dunn in the building. Mrs. Harris saying happy Christmas, folks. Hope you all had a good one. I definitely had a very nice one as well. Hopefully we'll enjoy it even more, maybe with the Spurs victory today, Emily. But big yourself up. Rachel Vita saying, let's demolish that glass palace. It's going to be destroyed. We're going to be bringing the hammers that we stole from the last game over to the glass palace. Rachel Vita. Big up Alexander Hilton. Faz Radfire. We need to get a positive goal difference with a smart win. Time for Harry's hat trick and a big revenge in a London derby. Absolutely love it, my man. Absolutely love it. Just making sure I'm getting some other people. Sujat, Shushant Regmi, big yourself up. Maybe Dark Sanjeet. Could be wrong. That almost looks like Japanese here, I believe. So don't think that's even Korean. But Tells, big yourself up, my man. Craig Bowler. Yep. And David's not in here just because, David needs that day off. And so, being the crazy person I am, waking up at this time of the day, figured I'd just go live, my man. Kyle Patrick Vineyard is in the building. Dara's in the building. True Sets Free. Lazy 8. Lazy, I'll get back to your text. It's just, a bit busy, a bit too much last night as well. And really do appreciate you. And Merry Christmas, my man. Merry Christmas. Rodney Trotter's in the building. The GK Clarkie's in the building. But continue, Sean. Sorry.
No, well, the one thing I wanted to say or ask you, Jack, was let's make sure that we're on the same.
Yeah, for some reason I'll wait till mine gets there. For some reason mine hasn't even kicked off yet.
Okay. So we're
says coverage should still begin.
Oh, the chance for Crystal Palace! Oh, Jesus. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right.
Chance for Jordan Ayew and outside the box. He hits it over. It's uneventful in the end. But for
some reason NBC Sports is still not showing it for me, and that's ridiculous. I don't know why they're deciding to show commercials, so I'll try my best here. You maybe commentate and give your best. Until then,
yeah, I'll try my best.
The game's on.
Yeah, so we're 1 minute and 15 seconds in. Just to go back to the 6 players that they claimed that were out, injured, or that claimed that were unavailable were. I lost it again. Oh, here we go. Guaita, the goalkeeper, who Dave Harris thinks was dropped anyway. Klein, Milvosicek or Milovocek. I don't know how you say that, guys.
Milicevic or whatever his name is.
Yeah. And then Easy, Easy.
Yeah, Aberiche Eze, yeah.
Yeah, Benteke and Olise or Olise or Olise.
Yeah, Olise, Miguel Olise, yeah.
So they're the 6 players, or they're the 6 players that Crystal Palace claimed were out. But none of those players have really played for Palace in the last 2 or 3 games when they were fit. So I can't understand what on earth Crystal Palace were thinking trying to get this game postponed. Oh, here's Sonny. Outside the box with a shot from distance. Oh no! Oh, it's a fantastic save.
All right, Sean, I just tuned in. I'm looking forward to this. I'm at 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna press pause now on the I'm at 2:27. So
2:27. Sorry, you're gonna have to wait a while for me, I guess.
That's okay.
I get to see this, what you were talking about, though. This is spectacular.
If you ever listen to any of my little clips on commentary, I get incredibly excited about.
Oh, you've seen us, as you know, as well. You're in the right place, my man. You're in the right place. Dark Sun G saying, "Oh no, it's John Moss again. He ruined the last game." I mean, John Moss is forever in my nightmares. Dark Sun G forever. Absolutely despise the man. Absolutely despise the man.
Is that the commentator?
No, he's the referee. John Moss.
Referee. Oh yeah, Jesus.
He's the guy who gave Tanganga a red card.
Oh, same game. Okay, wow. I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the pause screen that I have. The stadium looks chock-a-block, which is surprising. I'm only looking at one particular snapshot, so I could be
looking quite
wrong.
full, to be honest.
It does look pretty
sections.
Full. Yeah, I would have thought it wouldn't have been as busy given the.
Oh, I just saw the Sonny.
Okay.
Chance. That was a great hit, especially with his left foot. What a hit, honestly, as well. Impressive.
Tell me when you're at 2:27.
5 seconds away.
Okay.
There I am.
Perfect.
Lovely. Everybody, if you can sync up, we're at 2:31, 2:32, 2:33, 2:34, 2:35, 2:36, approaching 2:40. Really apologize for maybe making everyone wait, especially Sean here. But, we're almost... we just had to get synced up for this one, everybody. Yep. But really do appreciate everybody for tuning in for this one. We kind of did this watch along a little bit last minute as well, I must say. So I also have to thank Sean yet again for joining me for this one, because I kind of was under the impression, like Sean was saying, that this match was canceled, and I kind of thought maybe I might just be having nothing to do today, and then I'm already waking up at 6 a.m. to watch it anyway, so might as well just pull off the watch along. But here we go, lads. We're doing it all together.
I tell you what, Jack, just the footage that I'm looking at just showed a couple of clips. I can't hear the commentary, obviously it's on silence, but they just shown a lot of empty seats. So maybe my comment about a minute earlier was actually, look, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's not anything like full. Wow.
True Sets Free saying can't get a game and I paid for it. Yeah, that's what I was experiencing, Truth. And I had to go to like a different sort of paid subscription that I have, but it was ridiculous. And I don't know, Truth. I mean, NBC Sports, I just must say, Truth, like if any, business in New York, if I were to throw eggs on their doorstep, it'd certainly be theirs. I'll tell you that, my man. They absolutely get me riled up sometimes, because really ridiculous how useless their site is. It really is. Darren Herring's in the building saying, hey, lads, big yourself up. Jordan Ayew on the wing here, though, Reguilon gets stuck in on him. Para Miguel Escoberto. Big up, my man. Vamos a los Spurs. Big up, Para Miguel. Absolutely. Tottenham teacher saying, Jack, my boy, it's on USA on the West Coast. Yeah, I just found it. I'm all locked up. I'm all synced in now, Mario. But, NBC Sports is still supposed to be showing USA channel. So, I just feel bad for all the others. But I got it live. Thank you very much, Mario. I appreciate you, my man. Kuyate's also, hopefully you're keeping well, Mario. Hopefully you're keeping well. It's an early one for you, as I definitely know too. So hopefully, you're just enjoying, the Christmas break. I guess, the students and yourself, have a bit of time off, but maybe you have some papers to grade. I'm not too sure, but, hopefully you're keeping well, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Christmas. But Kuyate and Gallagher on the ball, kind of passing it between each other quite cleverly. Jordan Ayew with the ball in the box to Wilfred Zaha, back post. Emerson.
Tanganga. Strong.
Emerson, beautiful.
Oh, Emerson. Sorry, Emerson.
No, Emerson is just showing beautiful strength and then just gets dispossessed there a bit stupidly. Jordan Ayew with the shot and it goes wide. I believe it was deflected by Tanganga. I think by the looks of it, I haven't checked. And again, I'm kind of a bit flustered here. I think Sanchez still playing right-sided center back and Tanganga's playing left-sided?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, sorry, that's my just being an idiot. Emerson Royale is right wing back, and Sanchez is right back of the three, and Tanganga's left wing back of the three, which is weird. It's an interesting one. He's not. I know he seems to be just like the kind of every man. He goes everywhere he needs to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Crystal Palace, I'm looking at their players. These are all the same usual suspects, like from their players. This is kind of ridiculous.
Sunny,
okay.
No, it's okay. How was Christmas for you, Jackie?
What'd you say?
How was Christmas? How was it?
It was lovely, actually. It was actually quite lovely. It was really, really nice. Especially I think right now. In fact, it's actually snowing in Seattle, and it never snows here. So.
Oh, nice, man. That's always lovely.
Yeah, it's actually quite spectacular. I'm not kidding. It never snows here. So, I'm actually looking forward to, probably enjoying, a bit of that, especially after the 3 points today, hopefully. But yeah, Christmas was lovely, Sean. Everything okay with the family? Everything nice with yours?
Yeah. Everything's good, mate. I got my family, my brother's over with his wife and his 3 kids. They're not staying with us, but they're going back to Singapore. But apparently, the rules in Singapore are around if you return and you're on a plane and anyone tests positive, then they're willing to separate kids and parents and put them into quarantine separately. So my brother's terrified that when they go back tomorrow, that they might end up being separated from their 3 young children, which is awful. Jesus. But my side, I'm fine. I had nothing. Yeah, I'm good. My side, but there's stresses elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
hopefully, it all works out at the end of the day. Hopefully, it wasn't too much of a risk. But I would say, I think it was Darren Herring. I'm at 725, 726, 727, 728, 729, 730, 10 seconds away from 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Hopefully you can sync up with that, my man. I do apologize. I don't have, a countdown timer. I've yet to kind of figure out the OBS system. But eventually we will get it, my man. Eventually we will get it, but I do apologize. You're welcome to stay ahead of us. You really don't have to stay in sync with us, but big yourself up. We're probably behind you at the end of the day, Darren. We're probably behind you. You're probably actually ahead of us, but yeah, we're approaching now 8 minutes. So if you want to sync up with 8 minutes, there you are, my man. Chem Mehmet saying poor Jack is sleepless in Seattle. A little bit, I would say, but we got enough hours of sleep, went to bed at around 11ish, I would say, and got a few winks in, in the evening.
I always think that Harry Winks should change his shirt number to 40, because 40 winks. It's an English. Is that the phrase in America? I don't know, Jack.
I haven't heard 40 winks, but I've heard get your winks in, get your sleep in. I haven't heard of 40 winks. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not really a man, chock full of phrases. But decent ball in by Conor Gallagher, headed away by, I believe, Tom. I think it's Tompkins or whatever it is. Is it Tom Tompkins? I'm not sure. But yeah, Tompkins, hits it away for a header. Not really a lot happening so far. It's a bit end to end at this moment in time. Crystal Palace are pressing us high. I will say the football that Patrick Vieira has been doing this season has definitely been quite decent. I must say. So this is going to be an interesting match. And again, Sean, I will say the fact that he wanted this match canceled is a bit ridiculous, I must say,
It's very
considering
strange,
I do see the majority of their team apart from him.
Yeah. It's James Tompkins, I think, is the centre
James
back.
Tompkins, thank you very much. Tanganga going down the wing here to Reguilon, plays it inside to Harry Kane. Harry Kane is dispossessed. John Moss is having no sympathy, Dark Sun G. The man is an absolute fraud with the whistle. Hopefully he just remembered his whistle. Hopefully, like in comparison to the last referee as well, hopefully he remembers his cards for today. Because during that West Ham match, it seemed like the referee had forgotten his cards at home.
Yeah.
Sanchez in here with a header, or with a side foots it into Skippy's chest. Skippy knocks it down, plays it to Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer motioning Tanganga to get forward. Tanganga should find Reggie here. Finds Reggie on the wing. What will be interesting, I think, is that Ben Davies plays that sort of underlapping inverted center back where he will make runs, on kind of the inside portions of the pitch. Oh, beautiful turn by Skippy.
Good turn, Skippy. Here's Højbjerg.
Finds Tanganga on the wing here. See, this would be interesting to see how Tanganga gets forward, and he loses it there. Emerson gets back. Well done, Emerson.
Here we go again.
Beautiful recovery. Sonny here in the half space.
Oh,
Sonny with a beautiful heel chop. Reggie finds Sonny. Bit of pressure from Kouyaté. Beautiful triangles. Oh, beautiful triangles by the boys here. Tanganga cutting inside.
Oh, he's having a shot.
Goes for a shot. Skippy! Oh. Beautiful triangles made by the Spurs lads there. Beautiful triangles, I must say. And honestly, seeing Tanganga cut inside there, like a young fresh winger, was absolutely beautiful. And then Skippy with a shot from outside the 18 seems a lot closer than maybe it looked actually. First. No, kind of skidded away, kind of sliced it a bit.
But Japhet Tanganga trying to do a Sonny, trying to pull it, tap it inside with the right and knock it top corner. I love Japhet Tanganga.
Referee. I mean, there's not a charity here. It's not a daycare referee. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's just going down. He's just waiting to go down, ref. But people are joining in the building. James Watson's in the building. And again, everybody, David Harris, he's just taken, the day off. I believe he's still with his family. I believe he's still with the Outlad and everything. So he's just enjoying it, probably just watching it with him, for once, instead of watching it alongside me. David's probably, needs that time off just away from me. I'll tell you that. So, he needs to just finally watch a game with somebody else. But he will be back on the 28th for the Southampton match. But everybody, that is, the situation where it's going to be me and Sean today.
You got me. I'm sorry, guys.
You're stuck with Sean and I.
Sorry. I can
Marcelo,
put on an
I
Irish
think,
accent
could be
if
joining
you'd like
us.
me to. I could do the Irish accent as much as you want, but I'd rather you just accept me for who I am, so I will.
We're going to stick with what we got at this moment. Bit of intricate play by Crystal Palace there, lost by Wilfred Zaha. Skippy finds Emerson out wide. Emerson plays it inside to Lucas.
Oh, well played.
Oh, Skippy is such a monster. Referee!
Thank you. Shut up, Gallagher. I'd love you in a Tottenham
shirt. Højbjerg telling Ghana. That's brilliant as well. God, Højbjerg is he lives for that. He actually lives for moments like that right there. Højbjerg on the ball, speak of. Playing out wide at Tanganga again, is picking up a high position. Plays it back to Højbjerg. Plays it to Dyer in the middle. Dyer under a bit of pressure by Edouard. Sanchez plays it to Skippy. Emerson here. Plays it back to Sanchez. Bit sketchy here.
Ooh, bobbling ball there. Not best for Hugo Lloris. Gets it back though, okay.
Keep possession here though. Plays it back to Dyer.
Are pressing hard, aren't they, Jack? They're not giving us too much time on the ball right now. That's a great
beautiful ping pass though to Emerson, plays it inside to Lucas in the half space. Lucas is picking up the space. Find Reggie.
Go on, Lucas.
Find Reggie.
One more shoot. Oh.
Could have found Reggie there, but yeah, Palace. I mean, this is the new Patrick. Oh, I mean, what are you looking for there, Jordan Ayew? Here we go. Lucas in the half space again. Finds Skippy. Harry Kane. He has to make some movement there, Harry. Beautiful scuffed pass by Wilfred Zaha. Sonny's turning.
Go on, Sonny.
Sonny's turning.
Go on,
Sonny's
Sonny.
turning.
Oh.
plays back Reggie.
Run out of space. Reggie with the ball. Long ball to Emerson. Oh, no one there.
Back post for Emerson. Emerson saves it. Throw in for Crystal Palace. I mean, they're pressing high because that's a new Patrick Vieira football. You know, it's no longer Roy Hodgson, you know, and they're kind of very defensive 4-4-2 shape. It's just a whole different ball game nowadays. I believe it's on USA Channel, Lobitos. I believe it's on USA Channel, my man. Apparently, NBC Sports is not working for this one, which is a huge shame, I must say.
Bring that ball down, Hoyge. No. Oh, he steps
Beautiful
in well, Højbjerg. Here's Reggie. 1-2 with Sonny and Kane.
Stunning. Poor pass by Lucas.
It's a very scrappy,
Sanchez
tight
all over
game.
Edouard. Sanchez wins it back.
There's not a lot of space so far in the early stages of this game. Crystal Palace pressing well. Yeah.
Man. Either team, I mean, each team is kind of pressing each other quite high up the pitch. We're trying to win the ball back straight away, especially Crystal Palace. I mean, the shape that they're pressing us in. Conor Gallagher is even part of the press, and he's supposed to be a midfielder for them. Skippy plays it wide, though, to Emerson. Emerson's picking up great positions here on this right flank.
Beat the first man, Lucas, and we're free. Go on, Sonny. Oh, he's finding space for Tanganga on the left.
Tanganga first times it to Reggie. Plays it back to Højbjerg. Højbjerg with, a bit overhit by Pierre. A bit overhit. He should have went for a crack, to be honest, considering what he can do, you know, from distance. I would have gone for a crack if I were Højbjerg there.
Yeah. This is what I was saying. I was saying to you guys the other day. I think it was I'm certain it was your channel. I don't feel like Højbjerg in an advanced position. He did it for Norway, or is it Norway or Denmark?
Yeah, or Denmark. Yeah,
Denmark. He for some reason, some players have more confidence playing for their international team in different roles than they do for their club, and I just Højbjerg doesn't have confidence in a Tottenham jersey when he's in the last 20 yards of the pitch. And
yeah, I mean, I think it's because it's not exactly, you know, his position. He's supposed to be kind of, you know, probably you could say the same thing with Skippy as well, you know, where it's just they're neither or supposed to be in those positions. But we do ask a lot of them. Skippy, beautiful.
Go on, Emerson. This is your chance now, mate.
Down the wing here.
Do something aggressive.
Looking for something. Probably should have just kept taking it down the wing, but he didn't have a lot of support there.
He needs a bit of confidence.
Just needs a bit of confidence going forward.
Yeah.
Picks up great positions, though, I must say, but he needs a bit more confidence than that. Skippy in here from the throw-in. Plays it back to Sanchez.
Jackie, have you identified... And also, correct me if it's offensive to call you Jackie. I like giving everyone
I know. I take it all.
Okay. I like everyone I know needs to have a nickname, and Jack only can go a certain way. It has to be Jackie or Jacko. So
Marcelo already calls me it, so don't you worry.
Okay, cool. Have you identified a right wing back that, if there was the ambition to sign someone who was better than Emerson, have you identified one in your research?
I haven't exactly done too much into it, but that one player that we're supposed to be rumored with, Lazzari, would certainly be a decent, you know, improvement. I think what the problem is with Emerson so far is that Emerson is great defensively, but I feel like he's just, ball in.
No!
Cleared away. Skippy finds Lucas, finds Højbjerg.
Get it out, Højbjerg. Long ball from Højbjerg.
With a ping pass.
Is he getting too far? Go on, Sonny. You can get there.
Stay in ball.
Yes, he can. Go on, Sonny.
Skin him, Sonny.
Long ball in, no one on the back post.
I think the problem with Emerson is that he is quite poor going forward so far this season. But defensively, he's quite strong. And so the problem is that in his position, you probably would rather he be better going forward than be good defensively. But I think it's kind of, I don't know how to say this. It's almost kind of like the Region situation, where Region wasn't so great defensively last season, but was good going forward. But we have problems with him defensively. And it's kind of which one would you rather have? Would you rather them be solid defensively, or would you rather them be solid going forward? I think what we need to do is just have someone compete with Emerson for that position. And I think what we could do is we could sign that player that we have been heavily linked with. And that guy from Lazio, Lazzari, that Italian kind of right wing back. He's unbelievable going forward. He's absolutely rapid as well.
Yep.
Lazzari is. I've seen him catch up to Alphonso Davies in the Champions League before. He's that quick. So
Right.
I think we could go for him. He's not great defensively, but then I think that would be the right combination, is to have someone like Emerson who's good defensively but not so great going forward, and then have someone like Lazzari who's good going forward but not so good defensively. So I think that would be a decent kind of alternative. I don't think we should sign the exact same player as Emerson. We should sign someone that we know is good going forward.
Well, this is the thing. I feel like the difference between a left wing back and a right wing back is most strong teams are in that their strongest is down their left wing going forward, right? So Reguilon doesn't face the same amount of difficult offensive threats day in, day out as our right wing backs do. So I think the right wing back is I've said it a million times, I think it's such a key component of a successful team. But the player has to be tall to be able to defend at the back post from the head. He has to be super fast. He has to be 2-footed to be able to navigate and negotiate attackers that are going inside and outside. They have to be able to cross the ball in with their right foot. They should be able to shoot with their left foot. And it's an incredibly, it's like in cricket you would call it the all-rounder, and so for me the right wing back is probably, I will still always say I think it's the most important position in an underrated position in a football team. And I don't think that Emerson is he certainly hasn't got it for me. I don't think that any of the Tottenham wing backs have had it since Kyle Walker. I thought
but I agree with you completely. But you must kind of say in the case of Kyle Walker, like it's not like Kyle Walker necessarily hit the ground running exactly in his first season, for Spurs. And also Kyle Walker as well, you must say, bit similar to Emerson, was really good defensively, really good at tracking back, really good at, putting in hard-nosed tackles, but wasn't so good going forward. So you might say they're almost cut from a bit of the same cloth. They're cut from a bit of the same cloth kind of defenders.
Yeah. Yeah. If you wanted to create a template of a right wing back, it would probably be, at the moment, Trent at Liverpool, right? But
then in Trent's case, I would say Trent's not so great defensively. So it's just, each player has their weaknesses. I personally would say Kyle Walker is maybe the best version that you can get, at this moment in time. I think Kyle Walker is still brilliant. Well done by Højbjerg there. Lucas down the wing here. Lucas, not a lot there. Tries a ping pass in behind for Harry Kane.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jack. I think you're right. I think that Kyle Walker would be the template if you could emulate someone. And you're right, no one's perfect. I think that if you're going to have a right wing back that offers more offensively, then they have to be entirely trusting in the back three behind them. And if we're going to do that, if we're going to find someone who's more offensive, then they need to feel that there's no real risk in the back three. Romero will be a great asset once we get him back.
Yeah.
But I do think if you're going to go for a more attacking right wing back, then you need to feel a little bit more comfortable with the three that we've got behind them. And I don't think that we have that much security with Ben Davies although Ben Davies has been pretty good, but Sanchez is still the suspect one for me.
I think we just sign both. I think we keep Emerson, hold our patience. I think he's proven that he's good defensively. He's been pretty atrocious going forward. But then we just sign someone that we know is good going forward and maybe can improve on their defensive skills. And so we just kind of have, either option, and then knowing whichever opponent that we're coming up against, we pick whichever one is, either in form or whichever one is, maybe best suited for that. And I think that's how you do it. I think Emerson at the end of the day, again, similar to Reguilon last season, just needs competition. They just need competition in that place. We don't want them becoming complacent. Because I think Reguilon was in that position last season, because the only person he was competing with for left back, because Sessegnon was injured and on loan, was Ben Davies. So
Ben Davies clearly fits a better role than he does as
not a fullback.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think and when you kind of think about it, I think Reguilon was kind of getting a bit similar kind of, how do you put it? Kind of, people weren't fully convinced by Reguilon last season the same way I feel like people weren't really that convinced by Emerson.
Yep.
And so maybe it's just a bit of a similar kind of trajectory of a sort of player, but I wish Emerson the best. I will say maybe I'm a bit biased because I do kind of like his hairline, and I do kind of, like his
Yeah. No, I like him as I love the way he talks about Tottenham. Oh, it's a great ball.
Lucas in the half space here.
Go on,
Finds
Lucas.
Harry
Go on,
Kane.
Kenny. Oh, nice touch. Look at Reguilon. Oh, he's put a good ball into Reguilon. First time from Reggie. It's a Sonny. Oh, no, first touch.
Oh, beautiful mag by Sonny there. Reguilon whips it in.
Oh, no, Lucas Moura.
Bury that. How do you not bury that? You got
he's glanced it. He's put his head up for it. The ball's coming from Reguilon on the second time. First one from Reguilon back to Sonny. Sonny back to Reguilon. Looks up, puts the ball in, and Lucas in acres of space and puts his head just to glance it, but doesn't get the angle right, and he just glimpses off his head. Ends up going 5 yards wide.
It's hard to tell if he was trying to glance. It almost looked like he was just trying to power it in, but just really mishit it there.
It's weak from Lucas Moura.
He should have just tried. If he could have just tried to put that into the near post.
That is weak. It's a weak
pressing
effort.
high from the goal kick though here. Sanchez all over Wilfried Zaha, which you love to see.
Oh, he's kicked out.
Referee!
Wilfried Zaha kicked out at Sanchez.
That is disgusting, referee. That is ref. I mean, you have to take control here, referee. You have to take control here. That was malicious.
I tell you what, though, Jack, Moss, the referee's had a good Christmas, hasn't he? He's put on a couple of pounds. That refereeing jersey is a little bit tight.
He's always had a couple of pounds on him. He always has.
Wow. He's had a go. Maybe he had an extra Christmas turkey sandwich. I don't know. Something was going on there. He looked a little bit paunch. And I'm coming from someone who knows. Well, Wilfried Zaha gets the yellow card. A little bit of a tempestuous kick out towards Sanchez, but back we start again.
Hotspur with a ping pass. Beautiful ping pass to Emerson here. Emerson taking it inside. Finds Skippy. Back post to Reggie here. Reggie goes for a header. Ball goes into Edward's feet, and Skippy
well
gets
done,
stuck
Skippy.
In. Skippy
it's a free kick.
Ref!
That's outrageous. Shut up, Edward.
That's laughable, actually.
That's laughable, isn't it? It looked like it was just it won the ball. Actually, it doesn't look like he won the ball either, but he didn't really touch him. It looked like it was a nothing challenge.
I'm going to give Skippy the benefit of the doubt there. I mean, the man could not put a foot wrong, if you ask me. So, I'm going to say, he didn't do anything wrong there, but referee.
Yep.
Yeah, I just say you watch yourself. It's not a daycare you're running here. It's not a charity. But ball in the middle of the pitch here for Crystal Palace. Joachim Anderson taking it. They might be going for a free kick here. I'm not too sure. They'll probably just try to recycle it. Yeah, they ping it across to Tyreek Mitchell. Ref. Okay, ref. Again, this is not a charity here. And ref, he's all over in your ear right now. I mean, sir, I'd probably just get him off the pitch. I don't really.
Nothing wrong with that challenge, ref.
Talking to me like that.
Nothing wrong. Hotspur gets the ball there.
Zaha's in his ear a little bit. I mean, referee, I wouldn't really take that slander if I were you, referee. I might just get him off the pitch.
Have a word. Warn him. Politely warn. Next time it's a red. Do you think a red card's coming in this game, Jackie?
Knowing how it went last time, how easily it came, it certainly could be. It'd be nice to see Wilfried Zaha get one, but beautiful. Oh, wow. Incredible there by the boys.
Lucas
Moura in the half space.
Tries to turn well.
Plays Hojbjerg.
Chaffet move forward. No. Offering the option.
Hojbjerg recycles it back. Plays it to Harry Kane's feet. Harry Kane pings it across to Emerson.
Come on, Emerson. Beat the man. Beat him. Oh, no. Emerson.
It's a good first touch there, but it just seems like he can't get out of his feet after that. He really can't.
He's so fast. And he does all these step overs and crossovers when no one's anywhere near him. You just need him to. Oh, that's unlucky, actually, to be fair, on the replay. He just hit his feet on the way back, but he needs to offer a little bit more going forward, Jack, doesn't he? He's
just lacking entirely going forward. He really is just lacking entirely. It really is shameful at times. He really needs to be a whole lot better.
Do you think Aurier would, if Aurier was still around, and because we never played this kind of new formation, do you think Aurier, you've seen how people like Ben Davies have fitted into new systems, Eric Dyer, there's lots of players that you could say that have benefited from a changing system that never felt that was never offered the chance. If you were certain players that are no longer with Tottenham, do you think that someone like Aurier would be? Hang on, Crystal Palace crossing the ball. It's okay, going out for
with Aurier. I just feel like what's funny about Aurier, he wasn't good. Like he was decent going forward at times, and then he would be atrocious. And then there would be moments where defensively, we all knew he was capable of a mistake.
Yeah, defensively,
and
he was.
I'm not sure if
bad.
we could say that with Emerson yet. Like we haven't seen Emerson make like Aurier like mistakes yet.
Correct.
So. But to be honest, I think Aurier was just, I guess, attitude-wise, we just needed him out of the club. Well done by Emerson there. But we do have the person that was going to be with me regardless for this one. But, we were clearly confused by, the whole Crystal Palace situation. It is going to be Marcelo. Marcelo, how you keeping?
Hey! What's up? Merry late Christmas, everybody. Merry late Christmas.
Boxing Day. Merry Christmas to you, Marcelo. Marcelo, we just hit 30 minutes. We're at 30:03, 30:04, 30:05, 30:06. We're about 5 seconds away from 30:15.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Here we go, Marcelo. Absolutely love it.
How are you, Marcelo?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good.
Where are you? Where are you in the world?
Oh, I am in the United States, Eastern Time, Massachusetts. Right next to Jack. Nice. Jack and I only live like 4 to 5 hours, maybe.
That's not too far, probably training to Boston is like 3 hours, I would say. So, easily.
Such an American to say, just around the corner. Like it's about 6 hours
We're all
on the
around
train.
The corner. We're all around the corner.
6 hours on the train from where I am can get you pretty much anywhere in the UK. Yeah, it's good to see you, bro. How's your Christmas?
Very good. Very good. Well, I had to work in Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I celebrated Christmas Eve, so that was fun.
Nice. What do you do for work?
I work in a hospital.
Oh, really? Oh, fair play, mate. Fair play.
Yeah, I work. Oh, great ball.
Go on, Lucas!
Lucas, come on.
Get there first, ball. Lucas!
Kane has to score that. So.
Yeah!
Oh,
wow!
Just as he said, a beautiful ball in by Emerson to Lucas. Lucas Moura plays it across the 6 into Harry Kane's feet.
Looks like I turned at the right time.
It in. Wow, Marcelo! Look out for the ball from Lucas Moura from Emerson. Royale breezes. He breezes past. Is that Tompkins? He breezes past him. Different.
He was listening to us. Emerson was listening to us. He said, "How about this going forward?" That's what he was saying. How about this going forward? What a ball in behind.
Sean, what are you saying about me, bro? You think I can't offer? You can't offer anything? Watch this.
That was a beautiful way to pass. That was actually almost. I must say,
Conte's celebration. You love to see
it. Was the pass into space, but there's nothing better than seeing Lucas Moura just gallop because he had to catch up 2 yards on. I think it was Tompkins. I'm not sure. He had to catch up 2 yards. He breezed past Tompkins, gave up the fight. Tompkins stopped trying to chase after him, turned infield. But by that point, Lucas had already crossed the ball in, and Harry Kane was there. It wasn't an easy first touch finish.
Sonny,
here we go again.
Good job.
Wow.
What happened to David?
Oh. David's taking the day off. He's with the outlet, just kind of enjoying, watching the game just with him instead of watching it with my, silly ass Marcelo. So, he's probably getting sick of watching it alongside me. So just enjoying the day off, my man. But Dark Sun G,
that was amazing.
Kane returned 1 week faster than I expected. Come on, you Spurs. There we are, Dark Sun G. It's just beautiful to see Harry Kane hit the back of the net. Now it's Sonny's turn. Hit the back of the net. Beautiful
great build-up. Look at these passes.
Beautiful touch again by Lucas. Galloping like a young gazelle here, Lucas.
My God,
beautiful, sexy ball in. Emerson.
Come on, Emerson.
Ball cross. Emerson is on fire.
Wow! Emerson's not an assist.
Wow! Oh, I'm loving it from Emerson. Absolutely loving it. Oh, this is just glorious.
Royale with cheese.
Take a bow, son. Take a bow. Woo.
Oh, that was just. Oh, Lucas Moura destroys him. Absolutely destroys him. Oh my God! What? It was like a tanker going into the air. This one. Like a human missile. Like a human missile going after that ball there. That is beautiful.
Jackie, he stuffed him like a Christmas or like a Thanksgiving turkey, bro.
That was an RKO finish by Lucas Moura. An RKO finish on Joachim Andersen there. That was brilliant.
Watch out! He started that when Oliver Skip gets the ball, nips it inside, gives it to Moura, and Moura starts the whole play. He cuts back inside, outside of Tompkins, and threads it out right anyway, and then gets on the end of it. Wow!
Let me ask you this. Beautiful. So I thought Palace had 10 cases. So what happened about, because once I heard they had 10 cases, I was like, I'm not.
No cases, man. They got a case of like man flu. It's nonsense. Their starting 11 is as strong, if not stronger, than the team they put out against Everton and won 3-1 on December 12th. It looks like it. There's literally
that's pathetic.
The biggest. I said this to Jack earlier. The biggest name that's missing from their team is Patrick Vieira on the sidelines. There's no one else really that's out. And 2 of the players that were of the 6 that are not available are injured allegedly. And at least one of them, according to Irish Dave, he thinks that their goalkeeper was dropped. Their goalkeeper was dropped for.
Oh my God!
So I think the whole thing's nonsense. I think that needs to be investigated because too many. Yeah. Oh, Lucas comes in again. Oh, sorry.
Skippy nearly scored that.
Yeah.
Skippy at the back post as well. You love to see it.
This is amazing.
Oh wow! So this is spectacular. That is actually ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous. How quickly we scored again.
There's no way the journalists, in my opinion, I thought the journalists were, because I saw a lot of credible journalists saying that they had 10 cases. So it must be from Crystal Palace's side.
Oh, you know what, Marcelo? Though I think that it's from what I saw last night. You guys might have been I don't know what you would. It was probably lunchtime when you guys saw it, but whilst you were asleep, it all kind of came out that it's one journalist that started the rumor. The guy who works for Football.London, who's the same media company as Ali Gold works for, but this other guy was the Crystal Palace
division of it.
And he said it was off.
He's going to be off the pitch now. Referee, it's the same thing as Tanganga. You get him off the pitch right now. You get him off the pitch right now, ref. You get him off the pitch.
See ya! Revenge is sweet, bro.
Goodbye.
Comes around. Oh, this is glorious. This is glorious.
Get off the pitch, you
Skeletor. He looks like Skeletor.
You Skeletor. Yeah, he does look like Skeletor. Get off the pitch, you mug. Get out of there. What is he doing? What an idiot. What an
moron. You called the red card, Sean. You called the red card.
I did call it.
Ref. I hope he brought his handcuffs. Referee.
Jesus. That's assault. Get off the pitch, bro. Get off the pitch.
Bye-bye.
See ya, Skeletor.
See ya.
So anyway, Marcelo, so the Crystal Palace version of Ali Gold, I forget his name. But I think that there's a problem with journalism sometimes where the need to be first overweighs the need to verify a rumor. People would rather be first and wrong than second but right, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And in the fake news world. And I think he set this kind of rumor mill going. And then, of course, like 500 other Twitter channels jumped on it, copied theirs, made their own version of the same thing. But there was no real news from Crystal Palace, from Tottenham, or from the Premier League. And but apparently today I was listening to BT Sports, and they said that they did actually put in the request to cancel, but it was rejected because they didn't have enough, first team players out. And then they hand out the first team 11, and it's stronger than their last 2 or 3 games. So I don't know what's going on. Crystal Palace need to be if they're using this. If there's like a new thing now where teams can go, I don't fancy playing today because, will put out the COVID thing. This stuff has to be investigated because
100%. They should receive a fine.
They should.
Yeah.
Fans. I'm sure there's not only a handful of fans that decided not to travel to the game if they were coming from further afield.
I decided not to wake up for the game. I was like, oh, game is canceled. 10 cases. There's no way it's going to continue.
Marcelo needs compensation for his coffee.
Yeah.
And he needs it immediately.
Absolutely. Damn right, sir.
Dark Sun G in here with the super chat saying Kane returned Monday faster than he expected. If he topped it off with a goal, that would have been spectacular. Big up, Dark Sun G. He also says, LOL, Zaha, red card. Revenge is so sweet, guys. It really is. I mean, I can't believe it actually was Zaha as well who got the red card. It's almost the exact same situation as Tanganga. Almost the exact same way he picked up a red card, except this time, he picked up a red card all in the space of one half. Wilfried Zaha did. So, I must say, at least couldn't control his anger as much as Tanganga. So,
this is a bad ball. That's a handball, ref. That's a handball from Henderson.
And how's he? Did they call it for offsides?
I didn't see what was happening. I was looking
It
at
looked a little bit
comments.
crazy there because the referee raised his hand for that. Ball in behind for Edouard here. Eric Dyer 1-on-1 with Edouard, gets crossed inside. Beautifully cleared by Tangangsta.
Oh, so it's Tanganga in the back three now.
Yeah, he's in the left side of the back three for this one.
Oh, so we're giving Ben Davies time rest. Good. How's he been?
He's been solid, I would say.
Tanganga.
Sonny absolutely destroying Kouyaté there. Underplays Harry, though. It's fine. It was a beautiful run by Sonny. Plays it across to the top of the 18.
Skip! Ooh, Sonny! Emerson!
Oh, just played out wide, Sonny. Beautiful, though. Wow. Beautiful work by Sonny there. Beautiful work. But, I mean, Marcelo, revenge is so sweet in the case of Wilfried Zaha. It just tastes that good.
Yeah, no, especially since he should have been setting off in the first game, bro. He should have been setting off in the first game, like you put his face into Gangsta's face, thought you can measure up with the real Don, bro. Get out of here.
Big up, Dark Sun G. Moondog saying, come on, you Spurs, and hi, you guys. Big up, Moondog. It's good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying this, my sir. Hopefully you're enjoying this. It's been a spectacular match to watch so far. It's beautiful to be 2-0 up by halftime. It really is. And big yourself up, Moondog. Thank you very much for joining us for this one, my man. Really big yourself up, brother. Joseph in here also saying, let's hand these lot of receipt. Happy Boxing Day. Pick yourself up, Joseph. Pick yourself up. I think everybody needs to. I mean, seriously, I even made this watch along, very last minute as well, because just like Marcelo, I was under the impression that this game wasn't happening. It's just, I don't know. It's pretty shocking in the case of Crystal Palace. But, they tried to basically, dissuade, the Spurs fans. They tried to confuse us, but we're still going to be able to power on through and play this game and just destroy them and give them, the bit of the spanking that they deserve, Joseph. But big yourself up, my man.
And also the Premier League also, like you got to think of this, like, why do they keep leaving these decisions for the last second? Burnley, I woke up, I heard game's canceled, Brighton, I wake up, I heard the game's canceled. Well, I mean, I predicted Brighton was going to be canceled anyway, since we canceled Rennes, but still, like they gotta be like quicker on this. Leicester, wake up, figure out the game was canceled. It's just
maybe they weren't being quick though, Marcel. Maybe like what Sean was kind of saying, it's just all kind of paper talk, by a certain Palace journalist, and everybody kind of just picked up on it and didn't know what to make of it.
Listen, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not even going to mention the guy's name. I could find it, but I've legitimately forgotten who the guy was. But he might have been working on what he thought was good information. I'm not suggesting for a second
that's true
that he was just making it up. Chance by Reguilon goes nowhere. I'm sure that the fact that Crystal Palace did officially request a postponement, it means that he was probably working on legitimate information. But actually, so it's not necessarily his fault for anyone that had any kind of miscommunication. It looks like Crystal Palace were trying to like game the system. I don't understand why, because they had a stronger team than they would have had they had they played against Everton 2 weeks ago. It doesn't. The whole thing doesn't make sense. But it's very odd.
You want to know why,
Harry
bro?
Kane in a bit of space here. Harry
Son.
Kane.
Reggie!
Finds Reggie.
Oh. You want to know why, Sean, bro?
Go on,
when
Marcelo.
you go up against a Don Conte, the only thing you can do, bro, is hide in fear. And Crystal Palace knew. They knew that an assassination was coming, not a football match. It was going to be an Italian massacre, done it with the most Italian flavor. And Don Conte.
Oh, you want to fight us? You want to play against the Tottenham?
It was going to be an Italian masterclass, and they knew it.
Love that. I love that.
They didn't want the Italian lessons, Marcelo. They didn't want to be served up in the Italian pizza tonight. But Moondog saying, Zaha sent off. I have just pounded myself a large brandy and Coke, or just poured myself a large brandy and Coke.
Nice.
And life is so sweet. That sounds absolutely spectacular.
Hey, check this
Moondog.
out, right? I see
If
my
only
brother.
I had a bit of Bailey's for the coffee this morning. If only I had a bit of Bailey's, a bit of Kahlua. You know, we definitely have it. Ooh, that's what my dad drinks.
No, I went to see my brother with his family. My brother's like a very, very wealthy man. He's an oil trader. But my dad bought him this as a Johnny Walker Blue. Apparently, I don't even like whiskey, but apparently it's quite nice. But because I was leaving the house that they'd rented, I thought I'd put that in the pocket in the bag and take it with me. So I've got a nice bottle of Johnny Walker Blue to enjoy.
Yeah, you know.
So I'm going to go with you, Gaguma. I'm going to have a nice whiskey and Coke.
There you go, Moondog. There it is. You know, nice a bit of
Moondog. Sorry, was it Moondog? Sorry,
sounds
Moondog.
nice. You know, I would say, you know, maybe till later, maybe Moondog. You know, maybe when you're out, you know, kind of celebrating, probably dancing off the victory. I'd recommend the rum and Coke. You know, it's good for kind of the dance moves, that sort of combination. But pick yourself up, Moondog. Sounds spectacular. Sounds delicious as well.
Oh, well played. Referee!
Man, I need
Got me a yellow card.
Sure. I need another man off.
Oliver Skip is becoming
another one off the pitch.
What is Oliver Skip doing? Oliver Skip is becoming something different. He's not just
he's the N'Golo Conte.
Bro,
he's the N'Golo Conte of this team.
He is.
What's he
He
doing?
has been.
Oliver Skip is becoming a playmaker, a ball runner, a defensive slide.
He's everything.
He's everything. He's the everything
Conte.
man.
Moondog, though, pick yourself up, my man. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the brandy and Coke, my brother. And then Dark Sun G saying, after Conte came, Marcelo, we start scoring 2+ goals.
Yeah, I mean, look, I said it from the beginning. You know, the guys, managers have an impact. You know, you cannot tell me, you know, and I debated Will against this. And Will, I want an apology, bro, because we debated this for 2 hours. And I said managers can have a significant impact to the squad. Look at this squad. This is the same squad we had under Nuno. Same exact players. Look at this squad, though, bro, compared to Nuno. It is day and light, a different squad. Even the games we won under Nuno, it wasn't exciting. Even the games we won, we didn't look convincing. You know, like, this squad is just day and night better. Just day and night better.
Yeah.
What a half.
Completely
What a half.
Beautiful half by the boys. Honestly, spectacular performance. We're going to get a few questions to the panel here, but first, you know, Dark Sun G, just want to say, I mean, it's the Conte effect. Conte effect, it comes with, you know, 2 goals always. You know, we're always going to be able to find a way to, you know, find enough goals to be able to, you know, say that we deserve a victory, and that's what's going to be happening today. I think we might see a few more in the second half. Dark Sun G also saying Skip is growing as fast as a cheetah. I absolutely love
it's insane. Oliver Skip is just
he
becoming...
runs like a cheetah at times as well, Dark Sun G. He certainly does, and I think he's become our N'Golo Conte. I think he's become our N'Golo Conte.
He's insane, Jack.
He's unbelievable.
I never thought we would be looking to him to build play, to run with the ball, whilst also doing what he did against West Ham when we went 2-1 up, and then they had that chance where they put the ball to the far back post, and I think it was Souček who could have slid in, but he was there and he slid back and got there and just slid the ball past. It was the right side of the post. It was very close to being an own goal, but he's becoming like the complete midfielder, and he's only 21. It's insane.
No, he's on a meteoric rise, but, you know, maybe questions about the match so far. I mean, lads, we were being pressed, you know. I'm just going to start with Marcelo. Marcelo, it felt like we were being pressed really hard. It was something that Sean noticed, you know, the front three of Crystal Palace, you know, were giving us a bit of pressure, but we weren't really too phased by it. And then we were able to break through at times. We just couldn't find that final ball. But finally, through the likes of, I guess, Emerson, both times, when you think about it, we were able to find that final ball. So, I mean, what have you made of the match so far? Can we handle, kind of, teams like this with Crystal Palace? I mean, what does this say that we're kind of shucking teams like this to the side right now?
That's what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing, Jack. That's what I said when we first played Crystal Palace. How are we the first time we played Crystal Palace, I thought we were playing against Barcelona, not Crystal Palace. We made them look that good. And I told everybody Crystal Palace are not that good. They're a good mid-table team, or bottom table team, but they should not be going to Tottenham Hotspur and controlling possession, playing us off the park like they did the first time, bro.
Love that.
We did what exactly big teams do when they play the small teams. Dominate the ball, show more intensity, break them apart, and score the fucking goals. That's it. That's what you do when you play these smaller teams. It's simple.
Sean, 3-4-3. Are you happy to be seeing it? I think I've heard before that you're kind of a bit of a fan of the 3-4-3. I mean, is this what maybe the 3-4-3 does to you? It just absolutely tears teams apart?
Yeah, listen, notwithstanding, Oliver Skip has been a phenomenon. He's insane, and I think he would fit into the 3-5-2 or the 4-3-3 regardless. I'm so excited about his growth, how quick it's happening, his transformation. But the one thing I've said about the 3-4-3, I know it's not Conte's favorite formation, but it is a formation that allows Lucas Moura to participate. I don't know how Moura fits into the 3-5-2, and I think Lucas Moura has been once again today. That the second goal it started with him. It started with Skip, but then it went to him, and he was there to build it up, spread it wide, and then be there for that kind of Superman header. A Tottenham team without Lucas Moura at the moment for me is a team that's that I don't know. I love Lucas Moura in the team. He's been ever since Mourinho, when we got to first at Christmas or just before that Liverpool game when we could have won or lost and we lost in the last minute. And then our fortunes fell very quickly. Lucas Moura was the only player in the team that from then on has been consistent. He's been a worldie, in my opinion. And it's very difficult. It's easier to be a worldie when everyone's playing well, but Lucas Moura did it in a team that didn't care, a team that lost their confidence. He was trying. I remember how well he played in the Carling Cup or the Carabao Cup final. So for me, a 3-5-2 that can't include Lucas Moura is a team that I don't particularly like the sound of. And I think Lucas Moura, once again today, in the 3-4-3, has been superb. So that's how I feel about the 3-4-3.
I think Lucas Moura, he's just unbelievable in this kind of narrow, kind of three-man kind of front. It really is. I think it really does suit him. Dark Sun G.
It's the narrow side, Jack. Your point. It's the narrow thing. Yeah.
No, if he's spread out wide and picking up the ball, he doesn't do so well. But if he's taking, those half spaces in this kind of narrow, kind of triangular shape of the front three, it's absolutely suits him. But Marcelo, Dark Sun G saying we are currently -1 in goal difference. Conte raised our goal difference in 3 games, while Nuno ruined our goal difference in 3 games. I feel 3+ goals incoming in the second half, and he wants that sunny goal. I mean, Marcelo, maybe that's another way to look at it as well. Nuno was capable of ruining our goal difference almost for an entire season in the span of 3 games, where Conte somehow has revived it in the space of 3 games.
Look, listen, old Finnish Tottenham is already ahead of West Ham with a plus goal difference, with 3 games in hand with Arsenal,
West
the
Ham
young
are losing to Southampton right now as well.
Yeah, with the
young,
they?
Wow.
Yeah, they are. So, and also, we got 3 games to play against, Arsenal's young bright side, and if we play those 3 games and beat them, we'll be, 4 points ahead of them. So, it's interesting. It's interesting what Don Conte can do to this old Finnish Tottenham squad, right? Isn't that what the media always kept saying about us? But we'll never get the respect we deserve. It's probably in this Sky punditry, they'll probably still talk about that red card that Harry Kane should have gotten.
No,
That's
yeah,
all
Fraud Sports are probably still trying to find segments, over that, red card. And we apparently even saw as well in the Carabao Cup where I believe whoever it was on Liverpool committed the exact same challenge, and yet it was spoken about for maybe all of 2 seconds, it seems like as well. So Marcelo, it's just the agenda against Spurs. It really is just the agenda. But Dark Sun G, I mean, Antonio Conte, he's just saving everything. I thought that goal difference of ours was going to be unsavable. It really was absolutely atrocious. We couldn't score a goal to save our life. We were conceding them with ease. Really was just painful, my man. It really was just painful. So it's beautiful to see that, we've become an entirely different squad already under Antonio Conte. So Dark Sun G, big yourself up. Really appreciate the support, my man. And honestly, it's just a beautiful match to be watching everybody. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Just like Moondog is saying, where he's saying he's already pissed. He's already pissed as well, Moondog. So, the brandy and Coke has already hit him quickly. It's already hit him quickly. But big yourself up, Moondog, my man. Another question, though, maybe, Sean, and we were kind of talking about, which I think still needs to improve. I don't think, 2 opportunities by Emerson really does anything to change the fact he still needs to be a whole lot better going forward. But, in the span of us, having that conversation about him, he was able to play a ball in behind with his left foot and then also play a ball to the back post for Lucas Moura to absolutely destroy his defender. I think, again, he still needs to improve, going forward, Emerson, but maybe that was a bit of a sign, I guess, of what he technically is capable of.
So, sorry, go on. Go on, Marcelo.
I was just going to say, people has got to also understand, his defensive stats are very good. In first, that's what league, in fact. Yeah, he's one of the best right back, wing back defensive, person in the whole entire league. So he's steady defensively. That's all we were asking for when we had Aurier. We needed someone that we could rely on. Yeah. Now he's only 22. This is his first year in the Premier League, one of the toughest league in the world, one of the hardest league in the world. Just let the kid grow. He can grow. Kyle Walker took time.
Yeah, he did.
He did not come in. He has the pace, like Sean said. He has the ability, and he's already solid defensively. Let the kid grow.
I think it's a bit of a similar trajectory that Reguilón had last season, Marcelo, where Reguilón, it was kind of the opposite. We were like, this guy's great going forward, but isn't that great defensively? And he's getting caught out defensively. It's almost like Emerson is kind of a bit of the same way, but kind of the opposite scenario where we're kind of asking so much more of him, going forward, but we know that he's solid defensively. And it's just I think it's just going to be a similar trajectory where next season, potentially Emerson might be everything that we wanted him to be, going forward. And, he builds off that solid foundation, like you were saying, of being a fantastic, defender. And, but to you, Sean, I mean, what have you made of Emerson's, performance? Maybe it was just 2 kind of isolated moments of brilliance, but still, I mean, while we were speaking about him, he produced.
No, yeah. Listen, so I've just watched the BT Sports analysis. I don't know if it's the same as what you guys have seen, but I feel like the difference with Emerson in those 2 moments of magic were he had a bit of space, right? So he ran onto balls and he crossed them in, from what I could see, at full pace or 75% pace, but he didn't have anyone in front of him, right? He had the ball passed into his space and he had someone chasing back, and those balls were spectacular. So sublime. You couldn't have done more, right? For what it's worth, I'm not going to take this opportunity not to call out. I've just watched the full replay of both Harry Kane's goal and Moura's goal, and Lucas Moura was pivotal in both as well,
right?
Like super pivotal. Yeah. So, but I think the difference, the thing that we need to recognize maybe is when we can break at pace. And Emerson's got the pace, right? He can run, and he's like lanky. Fitness. He can gallop and run. And when he's galloping, he looks like he has the ability to hit the ball at pace, and he can find a good cross. Where I think he lacks offensively is when he gets given the ball, but it's like the difference between a player who can turn and run or someone who needs to get put in. He's clearly a right wing back at the moment who needs to have the ball put in front of him, where there's no one that's standing in front of him, where he's racing against somebody else, and then he can put the balls in. At least on today's effort so far, have to take everything back. He's been spectacular. He's done what he needs to do. But I think the difference is the frustration that I feel about Emerson is when he gets the ball, but there is still somebody there who's sat in front of him. He doesn't have the confidence to take them on. But if you can get the entire team rushing on a counter and their entire defense is also chasing back, then it looks to me like Emerson in that scenario is confident and capable and has the ability to put in a delectable, delicious cross for whoever it might be, Harry Kane.
I completely agree, Sean. I completely agree. I just think we still need a whole lot more from him. I think he's produced today, but you consider all the other times when we needed him to put in a good ball and he hasn't. But I'm in the case of Marcelo where he's been unbelievable defensively. And if I remember, I think that's what we were looking for, last season was someone who wasn't going to make the mistakes that Aurier would make defensively. And I think that's what you could argue with, the case of Emerson. And Lazy 8 saying, am I wrong? But didn't we buy Emerson for his offensive abilities? Didn't he have some of the best forward numbers in La Liga? I know it's La Liga, but I don't think he did. I don't think he did have some of the best forward numbers going forward in La Liga. He had, similarly to this season, some of the best defensive stats in La Liga, just like he does in the Premier League right now. But I think we didn't exactly get him, if I'm not mistaken, Lazy 8, for his forward ability. I think his forward abilities will improve and continue to get better, but I'm pretty sure we were trying to get somebody that was just good at bombing up and down the wing, but also being solid defensively.
Jack, do those statistics that you look at, do they also look at scenarios that are a little bit abnormal? Like, do they observe? Because my observations of Emerson, and it's only just my match eye, so I don't know the statistics you're referring to, but do they observe when he's beaten by a man?
Yeah,
when
players dribbled past. Yeah,
it keeps track of how many times he gets dribbled past. Yeah. Okay, because I always thought that Emerson was the one thing he doesn't do is commit too many fouls, but in comparison to Aurier, who did. But I always thought that Emerson does show the man down the outside a little bit too much, and he does get beaten. But maybe, obviously, if your statistics cover for that, then maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think he gets dribbled by as much as maybe other fullbacks. I know what you mean, though, where the seeing eye test looks like he does kind of let people down the wing. But then you could think about it where, in the case of Aurier would let people inside, every single time he could. So
inside,
would you rather
outside,
let the man inside your house or outside your house?
Which
would
way
you rather let the man inside your house or outside?
Do you want to go through me? Do you want to go, do you want to just stroll past, score the goal? That's okay. Because a lot of times, as a fullback, it is hard to defend. Like, I never play that position. It is a very hard position. And, if you think the width of the pitch, there's so much space that it's impossible to cover every ground. So you kind of almost have to show
Make a choice.
Make a choice where the attacker's got to go, and then when he goes, you cover him. And that's what Emerson does. He shows where he thinks is the safest place for the forward to go to, and then he goes and cover him. Okay, sometimes he has been skinned, like that Crystal Palace game. Zaha skinned him a couple times. But most of the times, he follows through. And, it puts pressure on the defender, so the cross isn't going to be as good, or, he's going to block the cross. It's just a smarter way, because you do not want a forward cutting inside.
Yeah, you're right.
Let him cut inside, it's over. It's so much riskier.
100%.
I agree, Marcelo. Well said, my man.
Well
just
said,
have
buddy.
to get through some of these. And Lazy 8, Nick, I think we got him more for the defensive abilities, but I see where the frustration lies, where he's just been pretty atrocious going forward until maybe this match. And I think he still has a lot of improvement to make. But on the defensive side, I would say not necessarily too much, but big yourself up, Lazy 8, and really appreciate the support. And Merry Christmas, my man. Carl Knight with the big one saying, we are cooking, guys. Conte is the Wizard of Oz. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. 4 shots on target already. Think back to Spurs' 3-0 defeat to Man U. Things have changed. Things have changed incredibly, my man. Things have changed significantly. It is just a whole different team. Like Marcelo was touching on earlier, Carl Knight. It's like what Conte can do with the snap of his hands. Well, he can wave his magic wand and make these players look unbelievable again. And I think the only scary thing is hopefully Daniel Levy doesn't think that the squad still doesn't need improvement. That's what I would say to Carl Knight. At the end of the day, this team still needs improvement. We still need depth. We still need, positions to compete for. But honestly, it's a whole different team. Just seeing us have shots on target, just seeing us dominate matches, going forward. It's just, I don't know. It's a breath of fresh air.
Exciting, isn't it, Jack? It's so. I don't
making
think
you love
Daniel
football
Levy
again. Certainly,
I don't think Daniel Levy's going to let us down.
Carl Knight. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say that I think Daniel Levy. I think Daniel Levy hopefully learned a little bit about social compliance after the Man United game, and I think that Daniel Levy knows that we've got an opportunity here, and I think he also knows that his patience is running thin with him. So we've got a chance.
From Kane.
Yeah, he's probably right. Oh, beautiful by Harry Kane. Honestly, plays the ball to the back post here. Emerson picks it up.
Well played.
Plays it back to Skippy at the top of the 18. Skippy cutting inside. Plays it to Emerson. Emerson with a shimmy.
The shimmy shuffle. But what I was going to say, Carl Knight, strap your seats, son. Get the popcorns out. Get ready. Because this is going to be as exciting as Thanos when he came into the Marvel Universe. Conte, he's hunting down for those crystals. He's already got the gauntlet. And once he gets all of them, which is Vlahovic, which is, Mateus de Ligt, when he gets all these players and he gets the full crystal, he's going to take over the league. And with the snap of the finger, you're going to see Jurgen Klopp. You're going to see Pep, Fradiola. You're going to see all these managers, disappear, bro, because he is going to take over the Premier League.
Love you, man. You need to be my pump guy, dude.
That was should have taken over the pump up today, Marcelo. You should have taken it over, my man. That was brilliant.
Wait a minute. Can we go higher? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Dark Sun G saying Conte is going to win 3 London derbies in a row. Brentford, West Ham in the Carabao, and now Palace. Yes. Conte was built for derbies. So far, we got revenge in 4 derbies. I mean, that's a great stat, Dark Sun G. That is a great stat, considering that Nuno was practically breaking the record, if not already broke the record for most London derby defeats in a row. I mean, Conte
must have broken that record, right?
For the most London derby wins in a row. Who knows? Maybe he'll just repair all of it, Dark Sun G. That is a great stat, though, my man. That is a fantastic stat. I absolutely love it. But bring on Chelsea. Bring on the scum. I'm just looking forward to it, Marcelo and Sean. Seriously, especially with the Chelsea match and the scum match coming up. I just want to see us, take back all the London derbies that Nuno took away from us. But Dark Sun G, again, I'll say, great stat, my man.
What a turn. Come on, Sancho. One more.
But thank you, everybody, for the support so far. Really do appreciate it. It really does go a long way. Thank you for supporting me during this time. And Paranormal, I was going to say hello, but, I'm trying to watch the game and also go through the comments at the same time, my man. So, maybe cut me a bit of slack here for this one. Big yourself up, my man.
Paranormal Yellow's Frank, isn't he?
Yeah, Frank. Yeah. So big yourself up, my man. But sorry I didn't say hello to you, but I'm trying to watch the match, trying to engage the panel, trying to do a lot of things at once, so maybe cut me a bit of slack here, but big yourself up, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying the game now, Frank. Hopefully you're enjoying the game at least, but big yourself up, brother. And also thank you very much, Lazy 8. Thank you very much, Moondog. Thank you very much, Dark Sun G. And thank you very much, Carl Knight. Really do appreciate the support. It goes a long way. Merry Christmas to all. And hopefully we'll all have a good night with these 3 points.
Yeah. Eric Dyer, then Jack, was superb, mate. Whilst you were reading out the comments, Eric Dyer slides in from a loose ball, brings the ball back, gets up on his feet almost like effortlessly, and then gets the ball, slides it across to Romero. Something magical almost happened, but wasn't to be this time.
I gotta say, man, I gotta put my hands up here. Because I've been a big critic of Eric Dyer, and it's not because of the whole we're in good form that I'm gonna change my speech about him. I have seen actual improvements, because you remember, Jackie, when we were top of the league with Mourinho, I was still on Eric Dyer's case, and when everybody was calling him Eric Van Dyer, I was still on this guy's case. But he has legitimately turned into a good footballer. I mean, his passing has improved. His calmness in the ball has improved a lot. His confidence has improved a lot. His work rate has improved. His positioning has improved. Because remember, Eric Dyer used to do a lot of last-minute tackling. And I always say, if you have a defender and he just relies on last-minute tackles, that is not a good thing.
Yeah. I know what you mean, actually.
you look at Van Dijk. He rarely does last minute tackles because you know why? He's always in the right position.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, what on Japet Tanganga?
Oh, that's nice.
I love
Sonny.
this. Every one of this.
Sonny
Go
with the
on,
ball.
Sonny! Sonny, break it through! Oh, I feel like you're ahead of us by a couple of seconds, Marcelo.
Oh, I can.
I think we're at 51-33, 51-34, 51-35, 51-36.
Tell me when you're 38. Tell me
Now.
All right, just hit it. 51-40, 51-41, 51-42.
Yep.
2 seconds away from 45.
Yep, we're sync. I don't
There we
know.
go.
Sometimes my stream, it tends to
auto adjust.
So it's kind of annoying.
I know what you mean. But everybody, let's sit back, enjoy this win. It seems like we have, absolute cruise control at this moment, especially when they kept Jordan Ayew on the pitch, who's absolutely useless, I would say Jordan Ayew is. Dark Sun G saying, imagine if we beat Chelsea 3 games in a row in Jan. That would be spectacular, Dark Sun G. That would be absolutely spectacular. I didn't know that we were playing them that many times in a row in January, actually. So that's actually kind of crazy. It might be bit of an interesting kind of, case study to see how Conte does against his former side. I mean, if he were to pull off even a victory, if he were to pull off 3 points in one, maybe get, a win in the Carabao Cup as well, wouldn't really care what happened in the third one. I really wouldn't, actually, to be honest. So hopefully he can do the best he can with it. That's tough, though, to play that team 3 times in a row.
Honestly, I would take, as long as we get through the Carabao Cup. I'll take a loss. I'll take a loss in the loss. A league, game against Stamford Bridge, while playing them in the Carabao Cup. That's gonna be
it's
tough,
away from home too.
It's away from home, so I can handle a loss away in the league. But if we can possibly get a draw, or win, in the away match of the Carabao Cup, and then win at home, I mean,
it's a good ball.
Oh. Like, I just want to get
Royale again. No, I agree with you. Marcelo. I would take a draw away in the Carabao Cup first leg, a win in the second, get us through there, and a loss in the league. I'm happy to lose the 3 points. I think we're going to make it up elsewhere. Just so if anyone didn't see, West Ham are now also draw. They've equalised against.
Through Antonio. Yeah, we saw.
So.
Dark Sun G, though, great comment, my man. And again, just, showing us the stats, just showing us, just seeing the future Dark Sun G does. So big yourself up. And he says, isn't Kepa the goalkeeper for all 3 games because no Mendy? Is Mendy out, everybody? I didn't know about that.
I think he is. Yeah, I think he is.
Whoa, that definitely does change things, especially that means Harry Kane should be taking some shots from distance, Dark Sun G, because that guy can't save anything. He's kind of a bit like Golini, where he can't save anything outside the box. So I would say, take shots from distance. I would, Dark Sun G, big yourself up, my man. Really big yourself up.
We do got January is going to be, I think, a month where we could possibly drop some points because we do got some tough games. We should be beating Southampton, should be beating Watford, Chelsea. Then we got Chelsea away in the semifinal. Then, McCombay, we can just put any team we should beat them.
Oh, that's a go.
But then we got Chelsea again at home in the Carabao Cup. Then we got Arsenal. They're going to turn up against us. It's the only game to turn up, but I think we beat them. And then Chelsea away. I think that game we lose. I think it.
I'm with you, Marcelo.
Because I would rather us lose the league game and get through the Carabao Cup final. Because honestly, since Man City is out, I think we have a really good chance of winning that trophy. I really do.
Mendy is gone for the African Cup of Nations League there. That's right.
Interesting.
That's right. That's interesting, Dark Sundry. That is interesting. I know Liverpool, of course, is the main topic of, missing a lot of good players to that one as well. So that is interesting, Dark Sundry. That is very interesting.
Can Dark Sundry, if he's knowledgeable, can he actually drop some more knowledge bombs on us on other major players that maybe have left?
Well, I think Mane is going.
Mane's going. Salah probably is going.
Salah's going. So that's what I mean, man. I think Arsenal is probably going to beat Liverpool.
Yeah,
in those 2 away, those 2 matches. And I think if we get Arsenal in the final, I do not see a world where Pep's Coleman is going to outsmart Don Conte in the final, bro. I do not see a world where that happens. If we get Arsenal in the final, I am confident Conte will not let us down. They will have to get super lucky to beat us. I believe we are a much better team than Arsenal right now.
Oh, it's a handball chance. Harry Kane crosses the ball in.
Thank you very much, though, Dark Sun G. I mean, that's very. It's a good food for thought, probably. Really good food for thought, my man.
Yeah.
Carl Knight saying, I don't want to seem premature, but I think these are great times to be a Spurs fan with even better times to come once we strengthen considerably. Carl Knight, I cannot say it better myself. You put that in the most efficient way you possibly could. I just want to say, big yourself up, because seriously, sometimes it takes me almost like 2 or 3 minutes to explain exactly what you just said, my man. So big yourself up, Carl Knight. That is perfectly said. We just need a bit more reinforcement. Oh! Harry Kane.
Ooh.
We just need a bit of reinforcements. We just need to add a bit of depth, and with that bit of depth, with those reinforcements, we can build on what we already are building on, my man. So Carl Knight, I will say, just excellently phrased by my man. And honestly, really appreciate all the support as well. Really do. It really does go a long way. And just want to say, hopefully you're enjoying your Boxing Day, my man. Big yourself up, Carl Knight.
Big up, boys.
All right, now I can finally be able to kind of look at the game.
I'm gonna nip to the boys' room, boys. I'll be back in a second.
All right, Marcelo, to me now in this little cozy space.
Yeah.
But bit of a through ball in here for Sonny here by Pierre.
To the side. He's gonna
Sonny goes for the first time.
Oh,
and Pierre somehow recovers it. I don't have no idea. It's like he transported.
That, bro.
How did he get there? He was just on the other side of the pitch.
My man's using, some X-Men powers right there, bro.
Yeah. Oh, Raph, he's off the pitch. He deserved it. Oh my God, Raph. Kuyate there. Jesus, he's on thin ice here, Raph. I might see another red.
All right, Jackie. 2 players we can get in January. Who are them? Who would you want?
We need a center mid, and we need another center back. As much as I know we need another striker, I guess we do need another striker at the end of the day, or some sort of forward. So I'm going to go center mid and forward. This is tough. Usually I can think about it ahead of time. Center mid, I still would go for somebody like a Kessié. If we don't get Kessié, I would go for Bruno Guimaraes from Olympique Lyon. I love Bruno Guimaraes. I think he's basically the best center mid in the world. But I would go for those two in center mid. If we don't get those two, I think we go for the forward line, Marcelo. This is the toughest one. You want to get somebody that can play striker, but can also play on the wing.
I personally,
it's hard to be realistic and also unrealistic. It is. It's hard to be realistic and unrealistic. The Dejan Kulusevski rumors, I actually think are interesting, because I would get Kulusevski because he can play on the right and the left and also play up top if need be. Of course, we all want to get Vlahovic, but I think we should get somebody, and we agreed with each other on this, I think, Marcelo, where you want someone that can technically play across the forward line, that can fill in for striker if need be, but also can play on the wing. So I think that Kulusevski rumor is not a bad choice. If I could get anybody, I would get Christopher Nkunku. But
I would take Christopher Nkunku.
I think he's a superb player. It's tough, I usually have my spreadsheet for that kind of thing, Marcelo. So caught me off guard, my man. A bit of a chance here for Jordan Ayew.
Nah.
Oh my God, Pierre is an absolute god. That touch that he just had right there. Lucas Moura on the ball here.
Go on, Lucas.
Tyreek Mitchell taking him out.
I think he's a little bit tired.
Time to make some changes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Lucas is he's looking a little bit tired. But
well, he's at his rest.
Alexander Hilton, after my own heart, saying Cody Gakpo, and I mean Alexander Hilton. That's what I should have said, to be honest. Cody Gakpo, that guy out of PSV Eindhoven, Marcelo, could play across the forward line, and it's absolutely filthy, I must say. And then I think he's also saying De Ketelaere, that Club Brugge guy. That guy is also filthy. De Ketelaere.
In my opinion, I think we should do everything to get Vlahovic, because look, there's not many chances you get to have a striker of that quality that young, and if we can have this kid, like let's say in 2 years' time, Kane wants to go, we don't need to find a replacement for Kane. We already have him. We already have him, and that's Vlahovic. You know,
I don't think Kane's going anywhere anymore.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just speaking hypotheticals, you know, and we also have, if he also opens up a lot of different choices if we want to play that, 3-5-2, him and Kane up front. I mean, that's just juicy. That's that makes my mouth water. Or,
the problem is with it, Marcelo, I was asking Jack this on the previous show I was on with him and Dave. If you do sign Vlahovic, which everyone would love, you're going to have to play him immediately, obviously. But then how do you fit them? You have to fit them into a 4-3-3, right? Rather than a 3-4-3 rather than a 3-5-2. But then if you go to a 3-5-2 and you put Kane and Stingy up front, where do you put Sonny? You've got an abundance of talent then up front in a situation where Conte wants to play a certain formation. So I just wonder how do you fit them both in and Sonny without doing the formation up that Conte wants to play.
I would disagree because that's not given a foul. That's interesting.
Yes, I was just gonna say.
What? Okay. But no. Personally, I disagree, Sean. I think.
Okay.
One, Conte likes to switch his formations a lot. I think bringing Vlahovic allows us to play the 3-5-2 more consistently, and also when we need to switch, a 3-4-3
with Kane. So you put Kane, you put Kane and Vlahovic at the 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So does Sonny play in one of the 3 spots, or does he play left wing back?
No. It can, if we need to rest Sonny, because listen, it's 38 games.
Yeah.
It's 38 games. We need to rotate these guys. What happened with Mourinho? Sonny and Kane, beginning of the season, firing, scoring, but we over rely on them. They get tired. We can't rotate because there's no one to rotate with. And then they got and then they you see their goals dipping. So
yeah, I agree.
It gives us an ability to rotate our forwards.
Taking off Harry Kane.
Look. But that's because Harry Kane is tired.
Wow! I've never seen him substituted.
We have yet to see this season. We have yet to see it this season.
I don't remember him ever being subbed off.
Especially 60 minutes. Especially for 60 minutes.
This is spectacular.
That's newsworthy. I don't remember him ever getting subbed off. When was the last time you remember him being subbed?
He's a human man. I know Harry Kane. I know in Harry Kane's
made of bone and blood like us.
Yeah, I know Harry Kane. He wants to play every minute, but he has to realize that he can't play every minute. In the league, and that he's gonna need to be rotated. And that's why I want Vlahovic.
I'm delighted. I'm delighted that for the first time we have a manager who's willing to sub him off. Because Mourinho, unless I'm wrong, I've watched every Tottenham game and I cannot remember a time that Mourinho did it, or Nuno did it, or Poch did it.
No,
even in the Champions League final,
he
started the game and he wasn't subbed off, and he clearly wasn't fit. I don't remember a game when he's been subbed off. So I've always said, if you have a player in your team, no matter how good they are, if they always know, no matter what they do, they always get the starting jersey the next week. You've got a player that has the ability to not be at their best. Yeah. And I'm delighted.
And that's also what Vlahovic brings to us.
Yeah.
Because it also makes Kane and also for Sonny, if Kane is slacking, we can do Vlahovic and Sonny up to or we can do a 3-4-3 with Sonny in the wing, a right winger, and then Vlahovic in the middle. It doesn't have to. It brings competition.
It does.
It only does good bringing Vlahovic in. It does.
It's just a case of whether or not. Yeah, the only listen. I'd love to sign him, but the only difference is how much money do we have to spend?
I would spend all what Florentina wants. I would spend it.
Yeah, but I think we need more. There's more. There's other positions that have more pressing needs than a striker, in my opinion. I think, Jack, you made this point. You'd rather not. You'd love Vlahovic, but you'd rather sign someone for 70 million in a
I'd rather sign somebody for 70 million in a center mid position where we actually need depth than
then sign a striker for 30 or 40 million. That's good, but not the best in the world.
I I disagree because one, in my opinion, I think Vlahovic is one of the best in the world.
He is one of the best in the world. So
I
if it were
think
Vlahovic, I see what you mean, Marcelo.
like
Vlahovic is the exception. He is the exception.
He is the exception. No other player. I agree. If it was another player, I would say no, focus on other players. But when you have a chance to sign a world-class striker that is of his quality, you have to take it because it only will come once, Sean. It will only come once.
They don't grow on trees.
You would rather, in a world where Trent Alexander-Arnold was available for 50 million.
All right.
Well, Trent is the best right back in the world.
That's what I mean, and I think that position is. I think it's more important than a striker on a pitch. I think I've said this a million times. I think that right wing back position is the most important position on a team, and I think it's not necessarily our strongest. So, I know Emerson's had a good game today, but I still think. I
think you guys have all made good points, but we do have a game in front of us, lads. So let's maybe focus on that a bit.
We're getting a little bit too excited, Jack.
Sorry,
we're thinking too much about the future here. But Dark Sun G saying the Gooners, for the future, they won't have Nicola Pepe, they won't have Aubameyang, and they won't have Thomas Partey as well.
Well, they don't have.
I would say two of those.
Right now.
Only one of those players did they actually ever use anymore. So. They won't be as hurt maybe as we'd like to think, but a bit of their depth is taken away. So Dark Sun G, I really do agree with you. I mean, that is, a bit of a hit, could be another blessing for Spurs, but we can't count our blessings too soon because we always end up getting kind of, unlucky in some sense of another. So, but Dark Sun G, as always, big yourself up, my man. Really do appreciate the support, but, I mean, lads, I think you're kind of taking a bit of the sting out of the game, I must say. I mean, I've been trying to go through the comments, been trying to take a look at everything that's going on, but it seems like a bit of the sting has been taken out of the game. What do you think?
Yeah, it feels that way to me, mate. It feels like we're I don't know how they recover from this. They're 2-0 down. They're down to 10 men. If they throw too many men forward, we can just break. I don't know whether Crystal Palace are going to play or just accept the loss, but don't want it to become a cricket score. To me, I don't think that Crystal Palace have much chance right now. It's a pretty comfortable position for us. So,
especially with 10 men as well.
I mean,
maybe take yourself back to the red card. I mean, deserved. Do you feel like the red card, if you were being maybe not so biased?
Well, the first one, sorry, Marcelo, to say the first one at half time, I looked at the replay again. It was a bit of a nothing challenge. Go on, Reggie. It was a bit of a nothing challenge, and you could Crystal Palace fans might argue that wasn't worthy of a yellow card.
Not a foul?
Obviously, the second one was definitely a yellow card, and he was frustrated. Look, if you were any other manager watching this or any other team watching this, you would look at.
Oh, there's no way, Jordan Ayew just went down there like that. There's actually no way. What a useless! Wow. I mean,
you would look at Wilfried Zaha as a player who is so easily wind-upable, if that's even a phrase, that you would always go after him, piss him off, do whatever you can. Because Davinson Sanchez had that man pissed off from the word go. He got the cheap yellow card in the first 25 minutes. And that pissed Zaha off, and Zaha then reacted secondly. So is it a red card? Well, certainly the second one was a bookable offence. The first one, I don't know. It looked to me on the replay like it was a bit of an unlucky challenge, but Zaha needs to adapt accordingly. And so he knew he was on a yellow card, and then he acted the way he did. Silly on his part. So on that basis, it's a red card.
I think it's probably the same thing as Tanganga when you think about it as well. Like Tanganga probably at one of his yellow cards, you probably thought was a bit unfair and then just behaved a bit kind of silly, not disciplined in a similar fashion. Conor Gallagher, though, here, working the ball inside, hit away by Emerson. That was a bit dangerous, I must say. Decent link-up play by Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace, I mean, they're really struggling to get the ball into our half, I must say. They really find it, difficult, to
Conor Gallagher looks almost anonymous, doesn't he? He's not really done. I don't.
He certainly has been their star player this season, and he hasn't, caused the same amount of damage that he normally does. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I think Southampton scored another goal. I think it's 3-1.
Let's see what the comeback is like. Let's see. Hopefully, the Saints can find a comeback there.
Yeah, you're right. 3-2. It's 3-2. Southampton. It was 2-2 West Ham. So that now it's 3-2. Correct. Yeah. Wow.
What a game.
And Man City Leicester is 5-3.
Wow.
That was 4-0 at halftime. It's now 5-3.
What a game. What a game these guys are having.
Saints are, winning 3-2 at West Ham. It seemed like us and the Scum are going to be battling for. Oh, decent ball in. Conor Gallagher here puts another ball in.
Rid of it, Sonny. Well played, Sonny.
Sonny getting assaulted here. Sanchez clears.
That's a bad clearance. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still not too convinced about Sanchez. His clearance is still shocking.
I agree.
He's so jittery.
Ball in back post.
This is why I still
You go.
I'm just not sure that spending 90% of a transfer budget on Vlahovic is money well spent. Of course, if the money was no object, you'd love to have him, but I think we're weaker in certain other areas.
I think you're right. I think we need to save this for a debate, maybe for a Kaneki.
I know. Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
Focus on the game.
Last thing I'll say on Vlahovic.
I think you both raised great points, though. I think you both raised great points. But Hotspur on the ball here, finding Eric Dyer. Moon Boots recycles it, a bit of a shaky pass to Tanganga. Tanganga cutting inside. I must say, Tanganga's, absolutely locked down that, our left-hand side or, their right-hand side. I haven't really seen much go down that side, I must say. And maybe thanks to Tanganga and Region. Skippy on the ball here.
Skippy. Come on, Sonny. Oh, left it behind. Left the ball behind him.
Kuyate here on the ball. Bit of a
big man. That Kuyate is a huge fella, isn't he? Oh, what up, Sonny?
Oh, Sonny.
Sonny!
What a touch. What a touch. That was world class by Sonny. That was world class. Plays it back to Region.
Come on, Jaffet.
Jaffet pings the ball into Tanganga here.
Not bad.
Or plays it to himself, I basically said. Back post here to Region.
Oh, it should have been 3-0.
What a chance. That was classy football. That was classy.
Oh, Emerson nicks it away. Beautiful pressure. Beautiful pressure.
Oh, no, Skippy.
Oh. Should have been 3-0.
Emerson almost winning it in their own box.
We're going to get a third here, boys. We're going to put it behind them now.
Hotspur showing for the ball here. Hotspur receives it. Oh, beautiful one touch to Skippy.
Go on, Lucas!
And Lucas here with a bit of space.
Yeah!
Ronaldo, you know who he is. The king of the lane, the ancient sensation, the Korean king, the one and only. He's our number 7, and that's why I love him, bro. Come on.
Oh, Sonny.
I must be a second ahead of you. I'm sorry I called it early.
No, we're perfectly fine, boys. There you are, Dark Sun G. There's your goal for Sonny. There's everybody's goal for Sonny. That's what we need. And the boys are posing for the photo. They're posing for the photo, Spider-Man style. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Lucas Moura's been spent. What a ball from Lucas Moura. Oh, it's offside, is it?
No, he's on.
He's on the ball. He looked behind the ball there.
It might be offside.
No, he's on.
Beautiful ball in, but beautiful finish, actually. Incredible finish by Sonny, actually, right there. That is an incredible finish.
What a goal.
Touches.
Lucas Moura's been out of this world today. He's been out of this world. Does it count? It counts.
No, it's a goal. It's a goal.
There we go.
Oh, no, possible offside. Hang on.
No, it's a goal.
I'm not sure. No way Marcelo, I don't know, mate. It looked like it could be.
Yeah, he was behind the defender when the ball was crossed.
Yeah, it's given. It's given.
There we go.
Hey!
Yeah. That was chalked off. That was chalked off. I would have told those refs to, go back to studying football again.
Wow. He's coming off. He's coming off.
Go get your badges.
Brian Hill's coming on, boys and girls. Brian Hill.
Oh, that's going to be nice to see. Brian Hill coming on for Sonny. I'm loving this rotation by Antonio Conte. Rest the best players. You're loving to see this. This is brilliant to watch. This is brilliant. Brilliant game management. Harry Winks looks like coming on as well. Conor Gallagher absolutely crying on the bench is coming off.
You Chelsea mug.
And they put on Jeffrey Schlupp.
Oh, we go again.
Steven Bergwijn on the ball here.
Bergwijn! Oh, no!
Oh! Good job, buddy.
Decent hit.
Well done,
Picking up great space there, Steven Bergwijn. Seems like he's playing a bit of the striker role, but dropping into the spaces.
I love these high scoring.
And Brian Hill is playing off of the right by the looks of it. Unless I'm mistaken. Brian Hill is playing on the right. You love to see it as well. To see him cutting inside on that left foot. I want to see how this goes.
Like Iron Robin at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I mean, you could be like a Riyad Mahrez, you know, for us, to be honest, cutting in off the left or off the right with his left foot. Sanchez here plays it back terribly to Hugo, and Emerson has to do it for him.
Yeah, good job from Emerson. Take this thing out of it now. Crystal Palace is gonna want to respond. But
hopefully we have that killer's mentality, though, where maybe we just continue to go for more, though, kind of almost Bayern style, where Bayern, you know, they'll be 3-0 up on a team and they'll still try to score like 7 more, you know, past them.
Well, the thing is, Jack, what I like about Conte is we look like we're in complete control of the game most of the time. You know, when we score a goal, we try to take this thing off. We don't rush for a second goal. We don't rush for a third goal. We keep our passes nice and crisp. And then, you know, when we see the opening, we try to go for the kill. You know, and that's how, you know, good football teams go. You know, like you can't just always go for the kill.
Sanchez with a slipped ping over to Reguilon.
It was a beautiful ping, though. He actually
it was. No, he has to taste some grass.
Oh, he did it by accident.
Back post to Emerson.
Oh.
Brian Hill winning it. Beautiful. Back post by Skippy to Reguilon here. Reguilon challenges.
We are putting
Tanganga.
Now.
Oh,
that's not a foul, ref. Get off. Joke.
I wish Emerson put that away at the back post. That would have been brilliant to see just the top. I mean, the right-hand side has just been unbelievable. Ndombele coming on for this one. I guess maybe instead of Harry Winks.
That's okay.
Coming on for Højbjerg as well.
That's okay. Give Ndom a chance. Harry Winks save him. Maybe he needs a full game against Southampton. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just putting on Ndombele just to embarrass, you know, a few people in the midfield with the Techers, I guess, and, you know, just also get them a bit of the fitness.
Yeah.
I'm loving these substitutions by.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree.
These are actually all very, very clever substitutions. Perfect. I can't believe I'm saying this. I probably would have rather had seen maybe Harry Winks come on, but to be honest, he probably game manages maybe a bit better than Ndombele, you might think. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe Ndombele could be good at game management. Yeah, 10 men. You're absolutely spot on, Sean. Actually, you're absolutely right. Put on Ndombele instead, because with 10 men, then he can probably grab us a fourth. He could probably grab us a fourth. And
we do have a big goal difference gap to make up. These are great games. Where, like, there's no reason, like I was saying this other day on with you and Dave, I don't want to see us sitting back. If we happen to ever be in a position where we're 2-3 up at half time, I don't want to see us sitting back and trying to protect it, because I think now we're net zero.
Yeah.
No, we're +2.
We're carbon efficient, you know, we're net zero. But what we need to be is like plus 10, 12. You know, the other teams around us, the Chelseas, the Man Uniteds, they've got better goal differences than we do. So we can't sit back. We need to take these opportunities against 10 men where we go and put 4 or 5 past them. It also sends a message. Well done, Reggie. Well done, Reggie.
Oh yes.
Wow,
here we go.
Like
go on, Emo.
Right now, bro.
A little shimmy again.
See, Jack, this is what I'm saying. In front of a defender, when he's got a defender right in front of him,
he doesn't know how to take them on.
He doesn't know what to do.
No, he doesn't know how to take them on. I completely agree, Sean. That's what I was saying. Regardless of what he's done today, we still need to see it more consistently. We just need to see it more consistently. But I completely agree. Sanchez with the overlapping run here plays it back to Emerson. Emerson plays it to Brian Hill. Brian Hill doing a nice shuffle, plays it into Lucas, cut out. Ndombele finds a ball into Steven Bergwijn's feet. Well done by Stevie B.
Yeah, that was a good first touch by him.
Oh, that was a classy touch by the Palace man. I can't see what number he is, but
Brian Hill here.
Go on,
come on. Beautiful pass by Brian Hill.
Oh, crap!
Beautiful done by Brian Hill. The absolute sensation. Dark Sun G saying, so far this result is the complete opposite of the last time we fought them. Red card and winning 3-0. Don't you love it? Conte knows how to game manage. I mean, 3 different things right there, Dark Sun G. I mean, it is the complete opposite sort of performance from the last time we were playing Crystal Palace. And then as well, you know, it seems like just everything has gone our way. It's not quite
revenge,
kind of revenge. It's the best kind of revenge.
We need 4-0 just to give the net.
Yeah, just to make it different. Stevie B with a ball in. Tanganga wins it.
Oh, careful,
bit of pressure
Brian.
by Brian Hill.
Do you know what? Brian Gill worries me a little bit. I love
Just
his
quickly,
aggression.
just want to say to Dark Sun G, Conte also says he knows how to game manage. I mean, Marcelo, what have you made of the substitutions? You know, I mean, I think they've been actually spot on, these substitutions, when I do think about it. Sean even brought up that maybe you put on Tanguy just because, you know, they have a red card and, you know, you probably just want to have someone maybe create a fourth goal. I mean, what would you say? I mean, beautiful game management by Conte so far.
Listen, Jackie, the guy got a result with Winks, Dele Alli, and who was it in the midfield? And Tanguy in the midfield against Liverpool, bro. The guy is the best game, man management out there, bro. We should have won that game, and we had those guys as our midfielders. If this was anybody else, any other manager like Mourinho, no chance in hell they would have started that midfield. No chance in hell they would have made that midfield work, bro. They probably would have gotten slapped up 3-0. They probably would have played an unfit Lucas Moura. Ooh.
That was almost filthy, that sort of goal. But yes, you're saying he's...
they would have played an unfit Lucas Moura, an unfit Sonny. They would have done all that, bro. But not Conte. Conte was like, nope, you're not fit. You're not playing. I'll make it work. That's what great managers do. That's what Pochettino did. He made it work, bro, with what he had.
Yeah, that's completely agree, actually, Marcelo. And I honestly am loving this game management, man management. Like you said, he can get a result with Winky, Tanguy, and Dele Alli in a midfield. He can get, he can get a result with them. You have to say, what else could he do?
Imagine we get this guy real players, bro. Like, oh man, I'm telling you, we get this guy top class players in January and the summer, we're winning the league. I am so confident in this manager. He is, in my opinion, the best league manager in the world.
I agree, actually. I mean, his record would prove it, actually, as well. Darks NG, complete opposite performance. It's beautiful to see, but like Sean said, let's grab that fourth just to make it a bit different. And then also, I mean, the game management has been unreal. I've been loving these substitutions. Carl Knight saying we are undoing Nuno's damage brick by brick. I think that's a great comment, Carl.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's a great comment. Pick yourself up.
The only thing I get a little bit worried sometimes. Go on, Bergie. Go on, Stevie. He's all by himself. Oh,
he tried to go for the nutmeg.
Jason Ward handles him outside and picks him off pretty well.
But we're undoing the Nuno damage brick by brick, Sean.
Yeah, listen. It wasn't just Nuno, the bad results. It was the manner of the bad results. Like, you can't be a team that wants to finish top 4 and at the same time have a goal difference as weak as we. And it was all done within 6 weeks. It was 6 weeks of. It was like the first month of 1-0 wins. And then the second month, September and half of October, of 3-0 losses. It set us back. And those sorts of things count at the end of the season. So this is why I'm really happy to see us taking the game by the scruff of the neck, by not sitting back and trying to defend 3-0 leads. I said that again. I mean, West Ham was trickier than I thought it was going to be. I'll certainly honour that. But I think that Tottenham need to push. There's... We got more. There's sometimes there's more important things than 3 points or additional things to think about than just 3 points, and that is trying to close a goal difference gap. And like I say, I think that I've always said I think that Chelsea are weaker than everyone gives them credit for. I don't want to just be worrying about Arsenal and United. I want to see us. Is Brian Hill to Emerson Royale with a cross in for space and
Lucas should have finished that. Lucas should have finished.
Just a bit off balance. Lucas was just a bit off balance. Another good delivery by Emerson, I must say. Great delivery. But Brian Hill picking up the half space. It's just beautiful to see Brian Hill pick up these spaces, honestly.
I was going to ask you, though, Jack and Marcelo, are you guys wary a little bit when you see Brian Hill play? I've seen him do it. I saw him do it against Murat. I've seen him do it a few times when he comes on. I love his energy, but I do feel like he's a little bit sometimes naive with the way that he challenges, the way he slides into tackles. I feel like there's a red card or 7 coming in a season when he becomes a bigger player, unless he can like tone it down a little bit. Sometimes, even just then, not on that particular point, when you were reading out Dark Sun G's super chat, Jack, there was a moment when he didn't get the ball and he ran over to try to challenge the left back of the Crystal Palace side. And he looked like he put his hands up and kind of was a little bit aggressive. Like, I just worry about his aggression a little bit. He needs to tone it down because he could be responsible for a yellow card or a red card that might screw us over.
Yeah.
You know,
potentially, yeah.
I personally love it. I personally love it.
I love it. I love him. I love him too. I love it as well. But I just worry about whether he's over the top sometimes.
It's called youth. You know what I mean? He's just hungry. He's he'll learn. You'll learn over time. You know.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I agree.
I personally love it. And what I like about him, and David has said this a million times, where with Bryan Gil, whenever he loses the ball, he tries to win it back immediately instead of just putting his head down and just kind of watching the game pass him by. He actually tries to win it back right away, which is, I think, a great sort of, indication of what type of player that he is. He doesn't get complacent. He doesn't let anything get too big in his head. And also as well, like, I think Bryan Gil, it's like you kind of play the long game with him because you kind of consider it, he's the same age as Jack Clark. We bought Jack Clark for only like 10 less million than this guy. And this guy is making more of an impact than Jack Clark ever has. And then as well, Atangi, Jesus Christ, what do you think? You have a year on the ball. But as well, I would say with Bryan Gil, I think you can see the talent there. You can see the potential. And we have to realize that, I mean, what did we wait Marcelo for Lamela to do? We waited like 8 years?
Yeah.
For like Lamela to come good.
Sanchez! Oh,
Sanchez leading the charge there. We waited 8 years for Lamela to come good. Didn't really exactly ever come good. He showed the work rate. Lamela always showed the heart. He showed the passion. He showed the work rate. I would say Bryan Gil does virtually those same things as well. So if he can produce a bit more than Lamela did, then I would be quite satisfied because it seems like Lamela still has a good standing with us in this club. So I think he could probably do exactly what Lamela did, if not more.
I think you can do better. But what I will say this, though, about Sean brought up a great point about
great comment, my man. Absolutely great comment. Really appreciate it. And absolutely on doing every brick. But sorry, Marcelo, continue.
Yeah, I want to bring up one of the point that Sean made that's super important about it's not always just about the 3 points. It's bigger than that. And what I have seen in Conte in a few months, I have total confidence in this manager. He's already stamped in his philosophy. He's already stamped in his style of play. He's already stamped in the players that he wants to play. And he's improved the squad. That's everything you want to see from a manager when he comes in. With Nuno, when he first came in, even the games we won, I was not convinced. The Wolves game, if you remember, the Watford game, a lot of people were calling me negative, saying, "Oh, it seems like we almost lost." But the reason why I wasn't positive about those games because I didn't see any improvements. I just saw us get 3 points. I just saw us, grind out 3 points. That any team can do that. You see Palace do it sometimes. It's about improving the team. And when Pochettino first came in, I saw the same thing as I'm seeing now with Conte. He's drastically improved the team.
Yeah.
Jose, I loved him, but he never stamped in his philosophy. And you know what? He was always chalking and changing. He never stuck in with a game plan.
I think Jose just like his style of football was super successful once upon a time, but the game moved on and he never did. He's like an aged movie star who it's like a Bruce Willis who in the 90s was a superstar at playing the action hero, but as time moved on and action movies became a little bit predictable and boring, if you want to stay relevant, you need to adapt your acting style, and he didn't, and Jose hasn't adapted his style to the way that football is played in the current era, and the only thing that, I'll always give Jose a little bit of a defensive comment though, because I do think that if we had figured out the right back, if we had a right back that didn't give away, if you are if you are going to play the 1-0, score a goal and then sit back and defend,
you needed a proper defense. We never gave him that. I agree.
Yeah. So, and our right back, Aurier, he was responsible for his mistakes were probably responsible for dropping
so many points,
18 points, I think, from memory.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you remember, he wanted Ruben Diaz. He didn't want Bale. He didn't want those guys. Yeah. And exactly to be honest, he was right. We should have gotten Ruben Diaz. We should have gone Milan Skriniar.
But that notwithstanding, I still don't think it's acceptable anymore to try and score a goal and sit back and defend like he wanted to. But there is some level of consideration to the idea that had Aurier been not Aurier and been someone like a Ruben Diaz, then who knows where we'd be right now. But
you know what, Sean? I would agree to a certain point. I don't mind scoring a goal and sitting back if it's against a city, if it's against a team that's very attacking, like a Bayern Munich or a Liverpool, where fighting them open, it's just too risky. It's foolishness.
Well, we did it against Southampton, didn't we?
We did it against Southampton. We did it against Newcastle, bro. I saw it sit back against Newcastle. Man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. But full time, back to the match. It's been full time. 3-0 to the lads. 3 points. We're improving on the goal difference. I mean,
Merry Christmas? Who's your man of the match, Jack?
That's what I was just about to say, Sean, and I was going to ask you the same thing. But to answer it, my man of the match, I think it has to be Lucas Moura. I think it just has to be Lucas Moura. I would probably say Emerson. I think he gets into that top 4. We always pick 4 different man of the match players. I think he easily gets in there. But I would go for Lucas Moura as, probably the very obvious man of the match. But, it's for the right reasons, the obvious man of the match.
Yeah, he's been sublime.
What do you think, Sean? Who's your man of the match? Or who would be the other 3, maybe, if you already think it's Lucas Moura? Who would be the other 3?
I certainly think, I agree. Lucas Moura has it for me. I think, Emerson Royale is a consideration. I think Skippy is a consideration. And...
Skippy as well.
Reguilon. I think Reguilon.
Beyond that, Reguilon maybe. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's easy to go, well, Harry Kane's finish was sublime. It was sublime, and it's great to see him back. But Harry Kane gets given man of the match performances when he shouldn't have been given them. So this time, I'm going to say the 3 are Skippy, Lucas, Royale, and Reggie. I think were the 4. And my number 1 is Lucas, like you, Jackie.
I agree with that. I think it's going to be Lucas, Royale, Reggie, and Skippy. I think, Reguilon did have a really solid performance when I think about it. Just the wingbacks were just bombing up so well, today, Marcelo. It just felt like, each center back had an option. They could either ping it to Emerson or they could ping it to Reguilon,
or drive forward.
A lot of havoc.
Or drive forward. You saw, Sanchez, next to, next to the striker, bro. I was like, what is Sanchez doing there? It was beautiful. I loved it. But
how much do you feel like the red card maybe helped us this match, Marcelo, or do you feel like it's not a huge indication of maybe this result?
Well, we would have won regardless. We were already 2-0 up. Zaha was already doing his prima donna stuff. But, it definitely helped us. I think once the red card happened, Conte just told the team, listen, look, don't make any stupid mistakes. Keep it simple. We're 2-0 up. No need to, try to force it. Just let the goal come. And that's what happened. We let the goal come. We let Palace dig their own grave. I loved it. Great tactical analysis from, Conte. Another great win. And honestly, I love getting used to winning these, easy 90-minute matches where it should be easy.
Casual. Yeah.
Yes. But Crystal Palace should not be a hard work. Crystal Palace should not be a grind. It should be easy. Be easy, and he made it look easy, and I love.
Someone is saying Sanchez maybe he should get it because he got Zaha sent off, and maybe he should make that top 4.
Well,
not a bad shout maybe from Simon there. Not a bad shout.
I'll tell you what, Simon
joining us saying Golini was faultless as well.
He was. Oh, hang on a second. Kuba, he did miss the bench. He did miss it.
Dark Sun G saying 6-game undefeated under Antonio Conte and home undefeated. I heard the commentators say that we scored 12 goals under Conte while 9 goals under Nuno. Our goal difference has been saved. I mean, Dark Sun G,
we're back.
it's just night and day. It's been night and day between Antonio Conte and Nuno. We're seeing what Antonio Conte can do with the exact same set of players, Also, no Romero. He's had no Romero this entire time, basically, as well. And you do kind of take that into consideration. So I think it's just been night and day. The goal difference is being saved as we speak. And then as well, it seems like Antonio Conte seems to be, an absolute fortress at home. He's making the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium an absolute fortress at this moment in time. Dark Sun G, big yourself up, my man. Yes, Sean.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack. A question for maybe not for today, Jack, but maybe for your next show with Dave on whether it's tomorrow night, whatever it is. I would like you guys to analyze whether or not bringing Romero back in disrupts anything. Because you have to put a shout out today to Tanganga, right? Tanganga played out of position. He's a right-footed centre-back. He's played in the left of a midfield three. I know he seems to be this kind of journeyman who can go wherever's needed, like an all-rounder at the back, which is a nice asset to have. But he is someone, I love Tanganga. I think he's I think he's going to be a future superstar of Tottenham. But I do wonder what happens when Romero's back? Does he slip right in, or do we go by the policy like we've asked plenty of people on this channel? Do you Harry Winks, right? He hasn't been a particularly superstar for Tottenham, but do you drop him ahead of other players that are coming back? Obviously, today there was a decision made, but how much that was reflected by the fact we've got another game on in 2 days' time, and so Winks might start against Southampton. But that you have to worry about what is the mindset of players that come into a team and then prove their worth, that do a fantastic job, and then get dropped immediately afterwards for the natural 11. And Romero is someone you would expect to be one of the natural 11. So I wonder whether or not Romero coming back when he's fully fit, does he get straight back in, or does he have to fight for his place?
I'd like to think that he probably will fight for his place, but he probably doesn't have to fight very, very hard for it. If he puts in a good performance
who gets dropped?
I think he gets back into
Davison Sanchez.
I think Sanchez gets dropped.
But what has Sanchez done wrong in the last 3 games?
He's shaky on the ball.
I know.
His ability to clear the ball is scary. He, every time a defender goes on him, you see him give space, and Emerson Morel often has to help him out, and which often causes a lot of space on the right-hand side. Romero is much better on the ball, much more comfortable with ball. He can drive the ball forward. He can pass better than Sanchez. He's a better dribbler than Sanchez, better defender than Sanchez. Yeah. And he's also got the same amount of pace as Sanchez. And I think him with Emerson on the right-hand side, we're going to see a much more solid right-hand side. I
agree. It would be sad for him, player. Right? For Sanchez,
it would be sad for him, but Romero is just a better player. Period.
Yeah, I completely agree, Marcelo. But I think it's a good food for thought. Certainly is good food for thought. But a bit more on the game, lads. I mean, Skippy, yet again, another sort of incredible performance by the player. I thought Højbjerg played fine, but yet again another time where Skippy just really seemed to shine. I mean, for you, Marcelo, I'm thinking he's almost like our N'Golo Conte. He plays like N'Golo Conte.
Yeah, Skippy he is. I mean, that kid is fantastic. Like whatever Conte is doing to him, it's working, because his dribbling is insane. His ability to pick up the ball is insane, and his work rate is insane. Both guys, though. Højbjerg's work rate was insane. But I'm not gonna lie, I love Højbjerg. You know that, Jack. Both of us love Højbjerg, but Skippy has been outshining. He's been the star midfielder this season, and it's good to see, because you know what? He's our academy player. He's one of our own, and it's just good to see one of our own actually coming up through the rankings and living up to the hype. The last time we saw that, it was with Harry Kane. Now it's Skippy. It's good to see that our academy is having some effect to the first team. You want to see that.
No, you do. You absolutely do want to see that. And I completely agree. I think, Højbjerg has continued to be the rock, but, Skippy is more the star. Skippy is more, the person with the actual, ability to become, honestly, a world-class midfielder. I think Skippy could become a world-class midfielder. You probably couldn't say that with Højbjerg, but it is no slight on Højbjerg to say that, you know, he isn't a world-class midfielder. He does a job, and he does it very, very well, if not better than anyone else in the entire squad. You must say. And even at one point, Marcelo, he almost transported across the pitch at one stage, which I thought was ridiculous at a certain moment, because he played a ball from the left-hand side and all of a sudden appeared on the right-hand side. But maybe a bit more now on maybe kind of Lucas and, kind of Sonny and Harry Kane guys. I mean, we got to take them off early. They both grabbed a goal. I mean, what do you make of maybe Antonio Conte, you know, resting them, you know, and kind of taking them off early? It's just, do you think he told them ahead of time, Sean, you know, we need to get these goals early. We need to smack them hard early so that you guys can get your rest for the upcoming Southampton match?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. It's a really interesting thing to consider. Because they're not two players that often get substituted. And like I said to you during the game, I can't remember. Someone in the chat might be able to remind us when was the last time Harry Kane was substituted during the game, because I can't remember a time. I know that Sonny's had a couple of subs here and there, but so I feel like it's interesting. They deserved the start. They played really well. There was no reason. They certainly weren't substituted off for anything other than to give them a rest. But it's nice to know that Conte thinks that they are subbable, if that's even a word. And we were in a fantastic position where we had the 3 points technically in the bag, and I think it was the right thing to do. Right, I think that Conte's he's making the game management. You guys both spoke about it a lot during the game. It's superb. He knows that he needs to keep these guys fresh, and there's another 90 minutes plus coming up in 48 hours time. So to take both of them off, our key talisman up front, to give them both an hour each, give or take, and to take them off. No offense to them. They didn't take it that way. They knew it's part of the game plan. And the people that came on did very well as well. It was important that Bergwijn got a chance today after his performance against West Ham, and he played well in the half an hour. It wasn't the same. There wasn't the same need and the same energy to go and attack. Yeah. So it wasn't the same style of setup when he came on. But I think he did well when he came on. I think what we have now is the making of a team where everybody who comes onto the pitch is hungry to play. Everybody makes everyone who's in the natural starting 11 think that, you know what, shit, if I don't do something, if I don't play, then there's someone over my shoulder who wants my shirt. And that's a really healthy, very naturally competitive environment to have. Right. And it's a superb thing to see and to think. And like I say, I think it was good for Kane and Sonny to come off, keep them fresh for Tuesday. But at the same time, everyone gets a chance. Everyone did well. Perfect. 3 points.
Loving that. And Antonio Montana saying, why aren't you guys going mental? Did you see that performance? We're going to win something with Conte. I think, you must have missed, Marcelo's brilliant speech at one stage where we're just gathering all the crystals, to form, the best team in the world. Antonio Montana, you probably maybe missed the goal celebration. I will say maybe the performance was so good. The performance was so good, Mr. Montana, that at certain stages I was catching the lads, talking about something else, during the game. It was that good of a performance at a certain stage. So You're absolutely right, Antonio Montana, but you probably just missed the early hype train, as well as it is, now 9 in the morning, and I've been up since 6 in the morning. But big up, Antonio Montana. Really appreciate you. And you're absolutely right. We should be going more mental. It shows we're getting complacent with victory now, lads. We're getting complacent with 3 points. But Marcelo did also say, and Marcelo, I'm going to let you come in here. I mean, it's just what we expected. It's what we deserve. It's a performance that, is almost still at the end of the day, a bit bare minimum when you think about it.
Absolutely, Jacko. And that's what we want. We want to get used to performance like these, bro. This is what like Man City fans' life is like. They're going, oh well, slap that another team 3-0, move on to the next one. You know what I mean? It's Crystal Palace, boys. We shouldn't be too excited beating Crystal Palace at home 3-0. You know what I mean? Obviously we can be happy and we can, enjoy the moment, but with Conte and the way we're playing, that should have been expected, bro. I came in this morning when I saw the game was on. I was like, oh, nice, another 3 points. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
There's no way we're dropping 3 points to these guys. Not with the Don. I was confident, I was cocky, and I was right. You know, we go on to Southampton, another 3 points. That's another 3 points in my opinion on the back. Obviously, it is the Premier League. You have to show up with intensity. It will be a tough game. Southampton, a little bit of form, but I am confident we'll get the 3 points against that team. And I'm confident. I'm telling you right now, I'm confident that by Southampton and who else we play? We play Southampton.
We got Watford. We got Watford on January the 1st.
Yep, we play Southampton, Watford, and then we play Arsenal. By the time we play Arsenal, we will be above them with 3 games in hand. Because I'm predicting Arsenal will lose against Wolves, and they're gonna get slapped up by City. That's just already a given, bro. You know, I mean, they're Man City's favorite little punching toy. I don't think they ever beat them. So listen, I think we'll be already ahead of them. But with 3 games in hand. 3 games in hand. So top 4 is ours. I don't think United's going to come back. I think if we strengthen up in January, man, I'm not even just looking at top 4. I'm looking at that FA Cup. I'm looking at that Carabao Cup.
Yeah, buddy.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, with West Ham dropping like this as well, I mean, it is fantastic. I mean, it could be, the top 4 is becoming more and more foreseeable. It's becoming more and more likely. Kuva99 saying Sanchez had Zaha in his pocket all the way. I mean, he absolutely, he actually got rid of him out of his pocket. He put him in his pocket. He got a little bit tired of him, Kuva, and then he just discarded him, off to the sidelines and just said bye, bye, bye. But big yourself up, Kuva. Yeah, he flicked him away like a little booger. Dark Sun G saying we are 5th place now that the Hammers lost.
Let's stop worrying about Hammers. The Hammers are done. They're not important. They haven't been important for a while. They had their moment. They're irrelevant. Like
the handles have broken. That handle has broken.
Handles are broken.
The hammer is busted up. It's been used. It's been overused.
I don't want to hear anyone on this channel, anyone in the chat. I don't want to hear anyone mentioning any kind of threat from West Ham at all, ever more.
They're over.
They're not. They're done. They're going to finish below Leicester. They're going to finish below Villa. They're going to finish below Everton. They're a nobody team. They just had their moment in the sun. Goodbye, West Ham. See you later. They're no longer relevant. Now we have to worry about Chelsea and maybe Manchester United. Arsenal are not even a threat either. I know some people think they are. They're not. They're going to do the Arsenal. They just
beat shit teams. They beat shit teams. They get excited. And then when they play actual decent teams, they go down, you see, and then it's Arteta out all over again. It's like it's almost like a Men in Black moment, bro. You know what I mean? Arteta, he gets a few results against these, lower side teams. Clank. And then they go play
Arsenal.
Yeah, right? And then they play a real team. They get slapped up. And then it's like, Arteta all over again.
They're toxic.
AFTV. They go on meltdown. You love to see it, bro. I cannot wait. Arsenal and Man United. I agree with you, Sean. They're the only 2 teams we have to worry about. But I also feel Ragnick, bro, he ain't no top manager. I saw that, what is it? Bleacher Report, that little post. Premier League has elite manager. And I saw Ragnick or, Wreck-It Ralph or whatever they call him next to the Don Conte. How dare you put him in the spotlight with that Don, bro. This guy hasn't even managed an elite club until now in his 34 year into his management career. This guy hasn't even won a proper league title, bro. And you're putting him next to a Premier League winner, a Serie A 4-time winner, bro. Get nonsense. Wreck-It Ralph, go back. You're going to go down. Conte, he's on the way up, bro. I'm telling you, top 4 is ours, and not just top 4. I'm telling you, that 3rd spot is also looking juicy as well.
Yes!
Thomas, Thomas to Taliban and his, ugly ass football, bro. I'm telling you, that shit won't last forever.
That's it, Marcelo.
Bro.
Preach, bro.
He is falling apart. The wheels is falling apart at Chelsea, and there's a new era that's coming in North London, and that's the Don Conte era. The Italians, they're coming, bro. The English Italians are coming for you.
Oh, Marcelo, just go off like that. The Dark Sun G saying the Gooners now have Wolves and City next. Lol. I mean, the Wolves are going to be a much tougher fixture than they'd like to think, because Bruno Laga over there, Bruno Lage, I mean, he's putting up decent performances against, very solid sides, and he's also very, very pragmatic. So I think, potentially they could drop some points there. And then Man City, I mean, at this moment in time, they're just spanking everybody. And, Arteta, Sharteta, he's going to go back to his old, his old boss and, just get a big old spanking from Pep Guardiola and then just go back. And then probably the Arteta out, kind of a cycle come all back over again. So big yourself up, Dark Sun G. Really appreciate the support right now. And also really big yourself up, my man. Kuva99 saying West Ham are forever blowing bubbles because their ship is sinking fast. Another Titanic performance from London's favorite punch bag. Laugh my ass off by. I mean, they're just dripping back down into irrelevancy, Kuva. They're dripping back down into irrelevancy. That's what Sean's been saying. They're back into irrelevancy. They're back into nothingness. I mean, they at one point became relevant and now they're back into irrelevancy. It's just beautiful to see. It's nice to see West Ham, have nothing really to fight for anymore. They have nothing really to believe in anymore. The Moyes, train is going out from under him, Kuva. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier to see the bubbles have no purpose anymore.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, I just can't remember us, having these consecutive dominant wins too. Brentford, we look fantastic. Norwich, we just, slapped them up. Okay, it's Norwich. But Liverpool, we look, fantastic in, but then, also now Palace, they're a decent side. They didn't even have a shot on target. They didn't even have a shot on target against us. And this Crystal Palace side is supposed to be very young, energetic. They gave Manchester United a hard time. They gave, who was it? They drew with Arsenal at home, or away, at the Emirates. They've given many teams a hard time, bro. But we just strolled in. We slapped them up. We did, didn't we? I mean, it was easy. They couldn't register. They couldn't buy a shot on target if they wanted to. That was us a couple months ago, bro. We had to buy a shot on target. Now we're doing that to teams. How good does that feel, Jackie and Sean?
No, it does feel fantastic. And I think what they even said, I think someone in the comments, must have said as well, like, Marcelo, Spurs get, no shots on target. It's spoken about, all around, the football universe, and then it happens to Palace and, we do the exact same thing to them. And then all of a sudden, it's not really worth mentioning anymore. It's not really of any significance. It just seems like, I think everybody's just kind of looking over their shoulder at Spurs right now at this moment in time.
100%.
I think they're getting a bit afraid. I think they're just, they don't want to respect us because they realize that we're actually a force to be reckoned with. I think that's what's actually happening.
We're the informed team.
Conte train is on full effect.
100%.
Bro, they keep talking about Wreck-It Ralph. We're above United with 2 games in hand. You see Sky Sports talking about Wreck-It Ralph or Tuchel, Klopp, he's fantastic, all this and everything. Bro, we're catching up to these guys. And we had the Nuno tax, bro. We already had the tax this season. That was the Nuno tax. But now, Don Conte, he's doing all the accounting and everything, and he's bringing up the points back. He's bringing up the goal difference back. We are a team to be reckoned with, bro.
Don't forget, if we win our 2 games in hand, we're essentially the same as we're 3 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea have got Villa away in 2.5 hours. It started 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a really tough game. Villa are on the ascendancy. I don't know what their state of play is with regard COVID stuff, but I don't think, listen, Chelsea are on a downward trajectory. I'm going to put it out there now. I think that the best Chelsea get out of today is a point. If my prophecy is true, then we win our 3 games in hand and we're only 1 point behind them.
Yeah.
And we're not. That's not even Christmas. That's not even January. That will be January the 10th. I know we got a couple of tricky games. We got Watford coming up, and then we got Southampton and Watford. If we win those 2 games, then we play one of the big boys, Arsenal. I think it's first.
That's gonna be a tough game, but
it's
with
tough.
the fixture. Well, with the fixture that we have, we have the Chelsea and the Carabao. We're gonna have to go full strength on that one.
Yeah,
and then
I think we can beat
Arsenal.
I definitely think it could be Arsenal. I think that by the 15th of January, Tottenham could be outright third.
Yeah.
Loving that. And, just Dark Sun G saying the same thing. The Blues play Villa today. Come on, Villa. Beat the Blues today. There it is. Potentially more
They're a
points
good
for Chelsea
team,
to
Doc.
drop Dark Sun G. You're on the
Yeah.
same mind and the same wavelength as Sean is. So big yourself up, my man. And also really appreciate you, Dark Sun G, for all the support they've given today, my man. Carl Knight as well, someone that's really been, all over it. He's saying, let the good times roll and Conte we trust. No, I mean, cue the music for Antonio Conte. Just cue the music for this guy. He seriously is just, I don't know. He's the second coming of Jesus Christ himself. He really is, Carl Knight. He's just saving our football dreams. He's saving our club. He's saving us from, dropping back into, our own kind of, dismay and despair. He's become, I don't know, the best Christmas gift, the best sort of holiday gift that anybody could have ever asked for. Carl Knight, he really is. I'm absolutely falling in love with Conte. Probably just going to have to get an Antonio Conte shrine, next to my bed, just before I go to sleep every night. And, even without the missus, caring, I'm just going to have to tell her, listen, it's my second love, Antonio Conte. It's my second love. Pick yourself up, though, Carl Knight. Vlad Turkanu saying, can't believe we are sitting in fifth with 3 games in hand. Those 2 years of pain are really making this feel sweet right now. That's exactly what I was talking about, Vlad.
Right,
it really
Vlad.
is just 2 years of pain are all just being waved above our head. And just, it's, I don't know. This is Antonio Conte. He's just therapy right now. He's just giving us therapeutic football. This has just been beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to see a team actually fight and try again. We're top of the league in terms of distance covered now under him as well. It's just a hardworking football team, a beautiful football team to watch, scoring great goals, scoring majestic goals, and just everybody's playing in form right now. And we have the best manager debatably in the Premier League right now in this time. I mean, he's just undoing all the pain from before. He really is undoing all the pain from before. Big up, Vlad Turkanu. Really appreciate the support as well, my man. And with 3 games in hand, it's, Sean and Marcelo were saying as well, who knows? That third spot's looking very, very, very tasty. It's looking very tasty. And then Dark Sun G saying, I love how COVID didn't ruin our momentum. Yeah, I mean, we're overcoming it. And honestly, we got it before everyone else, it seems like. And to a degree, we're kind of taking advantage of that, which, I couldn't care less, because at the end of the day, they weren't showing us any sympathy. They weren't showing us any sort of, consideration when our team had COVID. And, now that every other team has it, it seems like, it's something that's worth considering. It's something worth having patience for. But apparently when we had it, it didn't matter to anybody else. So I don't know. It seems like what goes around comes around, Dark Sun G. And he also says, I'm glad that we are out of the Conference League. This is the first time in a long time we can fight for top 3. Now let's roll the Saints 5-0 on Tuesday. I mean, maybe that's a good talking point. And, Sean, being out of the Conference League probably does, leave a lot of pressure, potentially on some of these upcoming Premier League games. And when we're talking about getting into top 4, we're talking about, trying to overcome the scum, trying to, maintain, maybe also overcoming, the Chelsea. I mean, maybe being out of the Conference League is that blessing in disguise.
Maybe, mate. Maybe. I just think that, listen, I'm always going to be of the opinion that wider football teams play football, wider football fans follow teams. It's to win something. And as much as we're getting a little bit delusional and thinking now above ourselves, going for the Chelsea spot, why not? That's not we're beyond the realms of possibility. But winning the Premier League is tough. And I feel like, it was a cup. So listen, I take the point. Everyone it's a very divided population of people that are Tottenham fans that want half, maybe, I don't know whether it's a 50-50 split, but certainly a percentage.
Actually.
And certainly a not insignificant amount of people want us to focus on every tournament because it's a trophy, and then other people think that it's irrelevant and we should go for the other things. I'm in the camp of people that think that it was worth going after, especially now that under Conte, it looks as though, having had a few more weeks under his tutelage, that some of the players who want to play for him now have to wait for a substitute appearance, like Bergwijn today, right? Mm-hmm. So I would rather have the additional games in the Conference League, because I feel like it's a conference, it's a cup, also it's a place for players that now I think understand. But maybe the game against Mura, it was brand new under the Conte thing. I know it was only a few weeks back, but we're all trying to get excited about things. I genuinely think that it's a sad thing to be out of the league, out of that Conference League the way that we were. So I take your point, Darks and G. I definitely think that there are certainly benefits to being out of that cup. Personally, I wish we were still in it because silverware is hard to come by, and that was an opportunity to find some.
Certainly was.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do agree with you, actually, Sean. But Marcelo, what do you feel like? Now that you're talking about overtaking the Blues, we're overtaking the scum. Maybe this was a blessing in disguise. No more Conference League. We're going to be rolling the Saints, be rolling, the Watford, as well, and then maybe taking on, the scum across the road. I mean, maybe this was a blessing in disguise. No Conference League, as Dark Sun G is saying.
I don't know if it was like a blessing in disguise. I actually kind of agree with Sean. I would have liked to see some of the French players, see how they're doing under Conte's tutelage. I would have liked to seen, I would have liked to seen what Nobele could do maybe in the Conference League. Maybe if he improved his fitness or anything like that. But listen, who cares? We're out of it. Move on forward. There's 2 other trophies we can play for. Play for those. Play for the League Cup. We're in the semifinal. Chelsea can definitely be beaten. They're a tough team, but they can definitely. Listen, if we go to Stamford Bridge and we stink up the place, we have a real chance at home because we are a force at home. You see the fans; they are behind Conte. They're finally behind the team. You see the atmosphere is different. When we play at home, we look unstoppable, bro. You know what I mean? We are a complete different team at home. So I think if we go to Stamford Bridge, we stink up the place, play them at home, beat them, we're in the final. I can see Conte, whether bring on Klopp or Arteta, bro. I can see Conte getting the best of both. I can see him. He is a fantastic manager. So that's already, we get that through that semi-final. I think that's already a trophy right there. So then we have the FA Cup to play for. I would love more than an FA Cup. An FA Cup and top, a top 4 spot. That's a dream right there. That's a dream season.
More than we could have ever predicted.
Yeah, especially considering how this season started, bro. I'll say, when we had, you know what I was saying? I was saying, maybe we can get top 6. And
that would be an achievement.
That felt like an achievement. That felt like an achievement. Now we're talking about top 4 and a trophy again. That's what this guy has done to us.
How things have changed. Have changed. Well said, Marcel. Dark Sun G saying my main reason, I think he's speaking to his, Conference League thing earlier, is that we don't have to worry about jet lag before a Premier League game that might make us third. Also, we have to play those 3 games. I mean, this is a good point, and I agree with what Marcelo and Sean have said. I think we can't really be too complacent, about trophies. They don't really come around that easily. Also, a lot of the trophies end up being taken away by kind of the big, 2 of kind of Liverpool or Man City, especially Man City, just take away every trophy from every team. So sometimes we have to realize that maybe that was a missed opportunity, the Conference League. But at the same time, you could probably argue if we are going for top 4, if we are going for that FA Cup, like Marcelo was saying, maybe that Conference League is a bit of a distraction. I guess we're shooting for higher things. We're aiming higher than the Conference League. We're aiming for the top. We're aiming to get the big trophies. We're aiming to get the big ones. And
that's the thing, Jack.
Take that into consideration. Maybe the Conference League is, being out of it's a blessing in disguise. But personally, back then, I was not aiming that high. It wasn't, thinking challenging for the FA Cup. I wasn't really thinking, that top 4 was really that on. I think David and I were kind of, being the most optimistic that we could get top 4, but, to say that we really fully, believed it was probably, something we'll have to take a lie detector test for. But it's just, it's ridiculous. We're just in a whole different place. We're achieving things that I never thought we could. We're aiming for things I never thought we could. And the Conference League, maybe we have to just put to the side.
It's a coin flick, buddy. Like it's for every fan who wants to finish top 4, cups are irrelevant. For everyone who thinks differently, cups are more important. Otherwise, what's the point of playing? And so anybody who's got any opinion on this particular topic, their opinion is valid. It's relevant. I think Marcelo and I feel one particular way. Jack, I'm not entirely sure I'm not entirely sure where you fall on the ladder, mate. Which fence are you off the fence? If you had to go, I'm going to sacrifice all cups, right? I'll take getting out of the Carabao Cup right now. We're going to lose to Chelsea. It's a tough game. We're not in the Carabao Cup, or sorry, we're not in the Conference League anymore. And the FA Cup, I'll take the loss, right? At whatever point it happens, semi-final, final, quarter-final, whatever. I'll take the losses. Would you take that if it meant we finished fourth?
No, I think, been
You'd
so
rather
deprived.
see what happened. Yeah.
I want to win a trophy at the end of the day. I do want to win a trophy, and a trophy as well could get us back into the Europa League, which I think the Europa League is, showing that it is actually quite a competitive, competition. And it certainly isn't a trophy that you shouldn't overthink or, kind of put down. So personally, I just want a trophy. I just want to win something, Marcelo. I mean, we've just been deprived. I just top four, I think kind of feels like a trophy, especially considering where we were coming from. Like Marcelo was saying before, considering where we were before, top four definitely kind of feels like a trophy. But if I had to pick between the two, I'm going for a domestic cup. I'd be going for domestic cup. I'd much rather win one of those. And Dark Sun G, I'm pretty sure he feels the same way, but I know Dark Sun G wants us to be back in the Champions League. I know he does. And Dark Sun G, just want to say, really do appreciate the support they've given today, my man. It really does go a long way. And it also really does just help David and I out on the stream. It also just, it's just good talking points as well. Dark Sun G, it's good talking points, but big yourself up, my man. Really do appreciate you. And Gogama saying proud of our team today. It's the Spurs happy vibes. Oh, I'm probably going to be having the happiest of vibes today. It snowed today in Seattle. I woke up nice and early, for this, as well. Did kind of the watch along last minute. Still have yet to really start my day. Going to probably go watch, the villains, destroy some, Chelsea dreams. It's going to be a nice day. It's all set up to be having a beautiful Spurs happy vibes day, Gogo, man. Hopefully for you it is as well. Just want to say, big yourself up. Absolute queen of the Harris Army that she is. And she also says, so happy for Sonny's goal. And Hill played as well. It was beautiful to see Brian Hill play. And I thought he actually had a decent cameo as well. Gogama, he's looking pretty solid out there. It was liking the positions that he was taking up. He's silky on the ball. Love to see him cutting inside on that left foot and playing passes in behind for players. And Sonny's goal was a spectacular finish as well. Sonny's goal was a spectacular finish, but really do appreciate you, Gogama. But I mean, guys, maybe we can talk about last thing is Lucas Moura. I mean, Lucas Moura is becoming, I think, part of the front three. He's almost now, reaching, kind of a stage where he's almost irreplaceable. Like, even if you were to go in the transfer market, Marcelo, could they really top what Lucas Moura is doing right now? It's just, this is a whole different Lucas Moura than what we're used to.
Yeah, no, we said it. He could possibly be our Victor Moses. And, he's banging the goals and he's looking fantastic, man. He's doing what we think that Lucas is capable of. I don't think any of us said that he was a shit player. Even when some of us were, thinking about selling him, I don't think anyone ever says, oh, Lucas is a horrible player. He can't do anything or he's useless. I hear that about Delhi. I've heard that about Winks, but I don't think I've ever heard about that about Lucas. So I think we always knew he has potential. He just always kind of missed that final third. He always kind of missed that final pass. But yeah, Conte is bringing that, man. He's bringing a new side of him. I enjoy it.
What did you make of that finish? Sean Butler, he absolutely RKO'd, his defender there on that finish. Just sent him to the floor. Lucas Moura, I believe at one point, a bit of a decent stat. At one point for a solid few weeks of the season, Lucas Moura, in fact, had the most aerials won in our entire team when you think about it as well. I mean, the guy, he's a freak athlete. He's unbelievable in the air. He's also incredible at skinning players. He has the most players dribble past by a considerable margin. I mean, are we seeing the best of Lucas Moura right now?
Yeah, 100%. I was saying this before. The 5-3-2 is Conte's preferred setup, but I think even Conte is going to have to reassess because 5-3-2 doesn't suit Lucas Moura. Where do you place Lucas Moura? Can you put him in a right wing back? I think then you lose a lot of what he can do going forward. Is he good enough aerially? Well, although today he looked like he clearly was, but there's a different role playing the right wing back if you're going to be peppered with deep crosses from the opponent's right wing, as we saw against West Ham. Matt Doherty and Eric Dyer struggled against Souček. So how could Lucas Moura handle that if he was put in the same position? I don't know. Either way, I think that in Conte we trust. But I think Conte, whilst he might love the 3-5-2, I think that the 3-4-3 is. You asked me earlier, and how can you leave the man out? He's been sensational for Tottenham this season. He was sensational for Tottenham last season in the second half when everyone else fell apart. He was there. I love Lucas Moura. I think he's amazing. I think he's a phenomenal player. He does everything. And then today, that second goal, he climbed like one of those NBA. I forget who the NBA player. Jack, you might be able to remind me. The NBA player from the 90s who was like 5'7" but could still dunk the ball.
What's his name? Yeah, I know.
What's crazy?
Nate Robinson is one of them, and then Spud Webb.
Yeah, right. So these players that don't rely on their height to find their height, if you know what I mean. I just think Lucas Moura is excellent. I think he's awesome. I love everything about the guy. He cares. He's passionate. He's desirable, and he plays this game as best as he can. He's definitely coming into his own. And I think Conte's got headaches. If Conte wants to play 5-3-2, I don't know if that's going to be so natural. I think he has to reassess because Lucas Moura is just.
I think if we get Vlahovic, it's natural. I think
Marcelo, for you, I mean, what do you feel like? Is the 3-4-3 maybe proving, to be a little bit better than the 3-5-2, despite, maybe the 3-5-2 being a bit more comfortable and familiar for Antonio Conte?
I think, like I said, I think it works for both ways. I think, yesterday I said it. If we want to go more attacking, we want to hit them off the breaks, we want to get the goals, I think the 3-4-3 is the better one. But the 3-4-3 also does leave us a little bit more open at times. But I think right now it definitely suits with the players that we have. Now with the, window, if we get a backup striker or we get, a second striker is what, the rumors are saying. Right. The 3-5-2 does work. We looked very good against Liverpool with the 3-5-2. We have the midfielders to do it. I just think we might lack the midfielders to do it consistently. Always, relying on Ndombele and Winks or Dele is a little bit, hard. I think Højbjerg and Skippy you can rely on week in and week out. I think they'll always get a tune. But those others, I think it's still going to be a little bit harder. But I think against the right team, a 3-5-2 does work. I think against a City, we should go like a 3-5-2, or against a Chelsea, we should go a 3-5-2 to kind of just overwhelm their midfield, kind of play a little bit more defensive, a little bit more reassuring, because we're not, if we play a 3-4-3, we're going to be more open against them. So I think both system works. I think against smaller teams, the 3-4-3 is the best way to go. But I definitely think the 3-5-2 is effective.
Interesting. I think, you're probably right. It's actually dependent on the opponent. And because we even saw, against Liverpool, the 3-5-2 was making us think maybe the 3-5-2 is better suited for us. And then we see the 3-4-3 work against West Ham and as well as this team as well, Crystal Palace. And, potentially you're right. It's just dependent on the opponent.
You know what that just tells you? How great of a manager Antonio Conte is. that just tells you, because we're talking about the possible formations in which works, and we've seen already 2 formations in which we look very good. And also, remember, there was at one point in Liverpool where we even played, what was it, a 3-5-2-1, where Harry Kane was really the solo forward. And, we were constantly catching Klopp with those long balls, you know what I mean? So, it just goes to show how great Antonio Conte is and how flexible he is as a manager. And you want a manager like that. I remember, sometimes Pochettino, you would play the, 4-1-4-1. Sometimes you would play the, the 4-2-3-1. That was his more traditional style. But then he also would play, the 4-4-2, the diamond formation in the Champions League. Or you would play the 3 in the back against Dortmund. You want a manager that's flexible.
A complete Marcelo, spot on, man. Absolutely spot on. True Sets Free saying Google Spud Webb dunk contest will blow your mind. I've seen it. That's why I gave you both answers, my man. Nate Robinson and Spud Webb. But there you are. Definitely have seen it. Big basketball fan myself. So absolutely spot on, my man. But everybody's now getting into basketball. It's about Spurs, everybody. It's about Spurs. You can switch formations in the same game. Go to a 3-5-2 to manage the game. King Hoddle, well said, and honestly coming from an absolute legend in King Hoddle himself. But everybody, I think we are going to wind it down a bit. kind of run out of probably talking points. I think, these guys have covered it very, very well. But I have put Sean's channel into the chat right there. There's the link right here, everybody.
Oh, thank you, mate.
To Sean's channel.
Appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you for joining me last minute. They've joined me last minute for this one, everybody, as well. Considering the situation, we all thought that, Crystal Palace had canceled the game. We all thought that they had postponed it. And, I was probably not even going to run the watch along. And David, wasn't going to do it anyways. He's taking a bit of time off, watching it with the out lad for once, not watching it with me as he always does, because he's probably gotten sick of watching the matches with me. And so it's just, it's going to run it solo. Sean joined me. Marcelo joined me. So it's all worked out perfectly, I must say. So hopefully you've enjoyed the watch along. And really do appreciate you guys actually both for coming on. And there's Sean's channel right there.
Always a pleasure, Jacko. Anytime watching with you, bud. I don't think anybody can get sick of watching with these two awesome lads. Obviously David would have been, the cream, the whipped cream on top of the cake, but cake is cake, and I loved watching it with you guys, and it was fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Figure yourself up, Marcelo. Really do appreciate it. And everybody, like always, you can always as well check out our second channel, which is flatcapeurotalk, of course, especially come the transfer window. I must say, now we're being rumored with Florian Grillitsch. A lot of people aren't really convinced by him. I wasn't exactly either, but, I did it over a month ago, I think, at this rate as well, the Florian Grillitsch video, because I thought he wouldn't be a bad person to look at. Everybody, please head on over to the second channel, head on over to Sean's channel, as it shows right there in the link. Really do appreciate everybody for coming on to this one. Really appreciate everybody for just enjoying and just basking in the victory and basking in the 3 points of this one. We push on to Southampton. We will have the normal watch along. David will be back for Southampton, and we'll probably have Marcelo as well if he's available, and maybe Sean as well, if he's available as well. But thank you.
Southampton, I don't think I will. I hate to burst your bubbles. I don't think I will.
Why not?
I work that day. It's on a Tuesday. I work that day.
Oh man, come on, it's Southampton.
We'll have Sean probably for that one, though, everybody. So please, everybody, just stick around with the Irish Hotspur, and I promise we'll get down the countdown timer when we can. It will improve. This channel will try to improve. We always try to improve. But basking in the 3 points, everybody. It is, a day to just enjoy the Spurs vibes, enjoy the Spurs win, especially if you're on the West Coast like I am. Just have a whole day just to bask in the win, everybody. But that'll be all for now. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you
Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
In Conte we trust, everybody. In Conte we believe. In Conte we dream.
Everywhere we go.